ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of Hashtag Anime Talk. This is episode 88. I'm your host, Mr. Lynden Burton, joined by my co-host, as always, Mr. Chrissa SJE. And Chrissa, we got a jam-packed episode. The Bebop trailer dropped. We got some other news we got to get into. We got to review the My Hero movie, talk about Blue Period, and a bunch of other anime. But plus, we got a guest. We got Spicy Lady Ent. Yes, she's coming on the pod to talk all things anime. She writes for Screen Rant, wrote some great anime articles. Going to talk about that as well. So super excited for y'all to check and listen to that interview, part of our Anime Talk Creator series. But Chris, how you doing, bro?
Man, I'm doing okay. There's a lot of shit going on in life, you feel me? But a lot of my nerd shit is keeping me afloat right now. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm super ecstatic with all the news we getting. Like we getting so much. Every time I look at Twitter, I get excited, especially, I'm a manga head. You feel me? All the Chainsaw Man news been going crazy with the fucking the one shots from Fujimoto.
And rest in peace to Red Hood. Oh, it's gone. It's leaving.
It's not announced yet.
It's not official.
It's gone.
It could be saved depending on how people feel about it. Maybe that's my
rest
fingers
in peace
crossed.
Elusive Samurai too, because Elusive Samurai is probably out of there too. But I'm
glad that shit out of here.
These motherfuckers to get some new shit and
get Narrow the fuck out of here. But Red Hood should stay. I'm gonna be honest. That was like one of the coolest new things I've seen in a while. We
just got to speak on that real quick, right? So this is how I feel about it. I'm numb to this shit at this point. Like Shonen Jump. I'm like, I've learned to expect the unexpected with these niggas, right? You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Shonen Jump. I love them to death. But at the same time, they literally
we were Samurai 8 fans, bro. They cut Fujimoto right from under us.
Bro, Kishimoto.
Kishimoto.
They literally got Kishimoto up out of there like he hadn't goated.
Yeah,
I'm sitting there like, bro, let him set up what he trying to set up. He trying to set some shit up. You know what I'm saying? They're like, get it out of here. We in the top. We run a top 10 system in here. If you ain't in the top 10, you gotta go. You feel me? But this is my thing, right? I'd rather see Elusive Samurai go because I don't read Elusive Samurai. Shout out to
you can get it out of there.
Shout out to mangaka who did Assassination Classroom. I want to say it's the same dude who did Assassination Classroom.
His shit not hitting.
It's not hitting, so you gotta go. And this is why I'm so numb to it, right? Rest in peace, Phantom Seer. We all know that Phantom Seer got up out of there.
It was hidden. Okay, that is fair because that was you were championing that hard. That shit's out of there. So I feel the Red Hood getting out
Phantom
of there.
Seer was selling. You know what I'm saying? Like Phantom Seer was selling like a motherfucker, and they got it up out of here. Zip Man was hard, but Zip Man just had a lot of potential at the beginning.
Hell Warden Higuama, man. I thought that was gonna be the new Yu Yu Hakusho. That shit was great.
For sure, bro. Like I ain't gonna lie, they've asked a lot of things in the past.
They have,
but Red Hood, I didn't want to see get axed. I'm not the biggest fan of Red Hood. I read the first 3 chapters and I stopped because like I'm gonna let it unfold and I'm gonna go back and but if it gets canceled before I can go back and catch up, that's like an indicator of to me, you feel me? Because shows like I did that with manga like Undead Unluck. And I took a break from Undead Unluck. And when I decided to come back, I had a healthy amount of chapters to read. I know that shit was going crazy in Japan.
And it's gas.
So I was like, I love the first
few
chapters.
Yeah.
And whenever I caught up, I was like, yes, I'm so glad I'm in this. And I'm so glad it's not Undead Unluck. Mm-hmm. I'm so glad it's not Sakamoto Days. I'm seeing Sakamoto Days winning. They just had their 1 year anniversary.
Yeah, and they had the cover this past week, and I was proud of Sakamoto Days. I'm not like caught up, but like I saw it had the cover, and then Kaiju number 8, highest selling in Jump Plus. Shit is killing right now. Oh,
but man, just as far as the rankings, you feel me? If you're not hitting the top 10, you feel me? They gotta let you go. Yeah. And the thing is, it's not for no reason. They have other hungry mangaka that want to get out there, get in the manga, getting Shonen Jump. It's everybody's dream to be in Shonen Jump.
You know what I would like to see? I would like to see them I would like to see the manga companies kind of do what American streaming services do. Like if a show gets canceled on ABC, but it's a good premise and enough people on Twitter are talking about it, Netflix might say, let me pick this up and finish the season. And if we get a lot of viewers, we'll do new episodes on Netflix for y'all. So I would love to see a Shonen Gangan pick up Red Hood. Like, some of these other places pick up these canceled things.
Like even with Shonen Jump, I understand you running on a strict time. And I was talking to the Fade about this the other day. I'm like, bro, this shit is like this shit is like fucking sports to me. I be looking at the ranking and shit like, oh, okay, Undead Unluck doing good. Sakamoto J's doing good. We ain't getting axed, baby. We staying in the game. Ooh, Red Hood is not looking good for Red Hood. And bro, I'm a big fan of Don Don and Hell's Paradise and shit like that because that's Fujimoto's assistant. Like I be rooting for the underdog. So this is like Horikoshi's assistant. I'm like, it's got to be Gas. He got to be coming for, you know what I'm saying? And it's sad to see that happen, but it's at the same time, bro. Blue Box didn't get
it's happened all the grades.
Blue Box is a romance sports anime, and I'm reading that like week to week. It's still in the 20s, you feel me? But like to say it's a romance sports anime, it's staying in, and I understand the appeal. Like I'm caught up fucking with it. That's like a 9 out of 10 manga to me. You feel me? So far. Yeah, I know you judging me kind of reading that instead of One Piece and My Hero. He gonna get me
heated today, man. But
I'm saying like.
But that's a real thing in the manga world. So RIP Red Hood, enjoyed the times. But let's get to the news. Oh, Chris, it's happened. It's out. And I know people are probably expecting me to rant, be upset, be angry. But let me say this. The Cowboy Bebop trailer dropped. And I feel two ways about it. And this is what I feel. I feel, first off, that the trailer impressed me. But I don't know if that show feels like Cowboy Bebop. I don't know if that show gives me Spike Spiegel, Jet, and Faye, or if it gives me some Pulp Fiction-y, noir type space western story, which I'm not mad at, but I just don't know if it's Bebop. I do feel if you've never watched the original, you're going to fucking love this show. But if you watch the original, it may not be for you. So I don't know. I'm torn on it. I'm super torn. I didn't like John Cho, but the world looked good. We saw all the villains, like they had the animal environmentalist people with the drug. They had the drug runners from episode 1 with the woman and the rose on the ground. That shit. He was thinking of Julie at that point. We saw Julie. We saw Vicious. They have Grin in there, the saxophone player. They got Pierre Lafoot or whatever his fucking name is, the clown bomber. They did a damn good job of getting all these villains, but like, I just don't know if I'm buying into John Cho as Spike Spiegel. I may buy into John Cho as like random Western cowboy, sure, but I don't know if I'm gonna buy into him as Spike Spiegel.
And bro, this is the crazy shit, bro. This has been such a jam-packed season, just such a jam-packed week, past couple weeks with just news and shit. I forgot this shit even came out. You feel me? Like I forgot. Did we last episode we talked about the non-trailer, like
the little teaser. This is the official where we see the plane, where we get this is the one.
Yeah, this is the one. Like, but with the teaser, what I was scared of, because they were like saying, "Oh, this isn't the trailer. This isn't the trailer. We're not showing you the trailer." So I'm like, okay, you're still showing me some live action shit y'all cooked up on the same set, same production company. So I'm expecting the show to look like this. So I watched it and I was like, y'all trying to make this shit, it's a little too comic-y. You feel me? Like Cowboy Bebop is one of the few anime that is not adapted from a manga. The manga came after the anime. They based the manga off the anime. So you have to take into consideration you're adapting an anime, not a comic book. You feel me? And they're making it feel super comic-y, like I'm watching a Batman movie or something. And when I watched the official trailer, like you said, they didn't get everything wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't like
Death Note. It wasn't bad. It really
not even close.
It wasn't bad, but like it feels more to me like y'all tried really to be Tarantino-esque. And I know that's not fair because Tarantino based a lot of his stuff off of Bebop, but it doesn't feel like Bebop. It feels like y'all saying, all right, we like this concept, but we're gonna just make a noir space anime that's pulpy and like.
And see, we're
gonna give you that.
I do believe that the heart of this comes from being a fan of Cowboy Bebop, but also being a fan of a lot of Western American movies, and just you wanting to adapt it that way because that's how it makes you feel from, and a lot of people agree with that. And I'm not hating on that, but this is my problem with it, right? And I gotta go back to when we first originally were talking about this. What did I always say?
You gotta see a trailer,
the fucking trailer. So we finally got the trailer, right? But we didn't just get the trailer. We got like a year and a half, 2 years. How long did we get news about this shit? Like, was it
2 years, bro? So 2 years of build up.
So that 2 years of build up. After the first year, you start hearing crazy. Like after the first couple announcements, it was kind of we were waiting for more.
It slowed down, but then it just was
back to back. And it's like, bro, come on, son, just give us all we need is a trailer. But then they gave us this opening remake. You feel me? Type.
They gave us the opening. Then they gave us first they gave us the announcement of Yoko Kanno. And we were like, huh? Then they gave us the opening, the redone opening in the new style. Then they gave us this episode 0 stylistically shot thing. And then they gave us the trailer. So all of these looks leading up just, I don't want to say set up negative emotions, but it didn't set positive ones. I'll say that.
Exactly. Because the trailer is not bad.
This is my big thing. It's not.
Like how you said, like I remember just coming from off of all of our other coverage of this shit. It's usually very, what the fuck? Come on, man, it's garbage.
We're not ranty today.
Today, I like that energy from you because that's the energy I'm having for it. Because you was like, you know what I'm saying? I'm on the fence about, I don't know how to feel about it.
I'm not wishing it not fair. I don't want it to suck. Like, why would I
don't think it will. This is my big thing. I think it's going to be an amazing show, an amazing series, because I love Tarantino type shit. I love what they're going for. The only thing that leaves a bad taste in my mouth is that it is Cowboy Bebop, and it's like, I'm going to enjoy the adaptation of it, but it's not going to be
Our dads are going to fuck with this because they don't know what Cowboy Bebop is.
Exactly. I feel like they're going to get the gist. They're going to get the gist from this.
People who don't know what Cowboy Bebop is going to see this as like bounty hunters doing, like, they're going to think this is the coolest shit ever because it is, but like.
And I think it's going to be dope. Like, I think when I watch it, I still think it's going to be maybe 9 out of 10 show, 8 out of 10 show.
I'm gonna enjoy it.
5 to 6 out of 10 adaptation, and that's my fear. Yeah. But they might get it right. The trailer might just, and my thing is the trailer wasn't bad either. That's why I was like, give me the trailer. All that fucking news, I don't care about none of that shit. Whenever they drop that what's it called? The promotional shit,
the lost episode,
the lost episode, and then the opening. When they drop the promotional opening, that's something that the day of you release the not the trailer, but like you release release the trailer first, and then release those two things to kind of hype it up and build it up or whatever with the release of the show. But I just needed that trailer, like, and I guess they wanted to ease you into the trailer with that, but that wasn't a good way to ease somebody into it. That's a good way. Fan.
Yeah, like not at all. And like I said, if I am wrong, I've screamed, I've ranted, I've said fuck this, I will come and apologize. But right now, this is just my honest opinion. I'm not ready to apologize because I don't know if it's going to be good, but I'm not going to sit here and trash it because I didn't really think it looked bad. Like I said, like it looked good. Like I think this is going to be.
It's going to be good. Yeah,
I do too. Like I think it's going to be somewhere between. Sure. It's not going to be CW, Arrow, Flash level bad. It's not going to be a CW show bad, but it's not going to be Mandalorian like that great a budget. It's going to be somewhere in between.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be like fucking Avatar: The Last Airbender, M. Night Shyamalan live action adaptation. You feel me? But or Death Note or any of those. It's going to be, and this is all I give Netflix, right? This is
if it's Ghost territory. Let me say this: if it's like Ghost in the Shell, that's a win. I'm gonna keep it a bean.
Or like Battle Angel Alita or some shit.
That's a win because I like Battle Angel Alita. I thought that was really good. Ghost in the Shell was a little boring to me, made me fall asleep. Battle Angel Alita is a better one to say because that was actually really good.
And I'm not the biggest live action guy just because they're usually garbage. 9 times out of 10 they're garbage, and that's being fair.
Yeah.
But I watched the Full Metal Alchemist live action adaptation, and I watched the Bleach. For the Bleach Netflix when they were both like the Japanese versions, right? So I don't want it to feel like that because those, to me, I watched them and I didn't think they were bad. The Full Metal Alchemist one was bad because it was all over the place. But the thing that they got right was the aesthetic, and they kind of got the characters and everything. I think that's what they were going for. It felt like more of like a fucking play in movie form. But at the same time, the Bleach movie, when I watched the Bleach live action movie, I watched it to roast it and I watched it to be trash. And it was a fucking rushed, abridged live action version of, arcs from Bleach.
Yeah.
But they still got a lot of the feelings right and a lot of the aesthetics right. But it's like they didn't adapt it right. You know what I'm saying? It's like they got a lot of things right. And it's like I could watch it and be like, this ain't trash. If I'm not a fan of Bleach and I watch this, I'd probably fuck with it. If I wasn't a fan of my even though I say that about the fucking Full Metal Alchemist live action, but when I watched the Bleach Netflix one, the Japanese one, I was like, bro, this is hard, but it's not all the way Bleach. You know what I'm saying? As a Bleach fan, I'd rather just go watch Bleach. With this, I just don't want it to have that feel that's like, man, I watched the first 2 episodes and it's cool, but
I think it's gonna keep me there the whole season. Because like I definitely think there's some shots in there that are beautiful, like the ships and everything. I'm liking that. And if in the last time we talked about this, I said it didn't feel like a space western. I felt the vibes this time, seeing Spike walk on Tijuana, seeing Vicious, like some of this shit they got right. Now,
seeing the spaceship, like when they zoomed out, bro, seeing the ship, I was like, oh yes, this is looking like.
Schubert and I talked about this on Bros Who Binge. This is gonna be something that's big. The plane fights. That's gonna be something if you make it feel Cowboy Bebop. How you gonna do them? There's multiple episodes. Didn't want to tease
everything too.
There's multiple episodes where Spike's doing dog fights and they're in the sky fighting planes and shit. So like that's key. If that happens, that's more positives to them. They also tweeted a radical Edward style tweet. The Discord was predicting that Ed's gonna appear in the last episode going into season 2. I like that prediction. I do. I think the Discord might be on to something with that. Ed's gonna appear into season 2.
I mean, you really can't adapt Cowboy Bebop fully without adapting Ed. And they say we're getting On, so.
Oh yeah, Ein was all over it. You saw the villain from Ein's episode, the black dude who's chasing him in that has the afro that Spike was fighting on the fucking roof.
And Ed wasn't in episode 1 or 2, so
Ed wasn't until post Ballad of the Fallen Angel, so that's at least Ed wasn't there until at least after episode 6, 7, 8, maybe even 10.
They don't want to tease everything, and the thing is, it really does look fucking good. Like the move, it looks like it's gonna be a good quality series, good quality Netflix series. I'm honestly super excited to see, what anime nerds would call normies.
Yeah.
Y'all don't watch anime, but y'all want to watch the live action Death Note. That's not Death Note.
People are gonna like this. I'm letting you know.
I feel like people are gonna like. I feel like my stepdad's gonna watch this. He's big into Bruce Willis, Arnold Schwarzenegger. I feel like he's gonna see this shit on Netflix and be like, let's see what this is hitting on. And
my dad's definitely gonna do that. Exactly.
Because it's gonna be high quality, but there's certain scenes as a Cowboy Bebop fan, when I saw the way he pointed the gun, when I saw the way Spike pointed the gun at Faye, and like the lines he said were kind of cringy. I was like, Spike wouldn't have said it like that. And the shit he would have said, he would have made it sound cooler.
Harold, bro, that's fucking Harold from Harold and Kumar. Like, let's keep it a bean. That nigga wasn't suave. Like, I didn't want to start getting too harsh on it, but you brought it up. That's this type of shit that I'm talking about. Like,
he's not cool.
He's not.
I was watching the show.
Jet was the cool.
Like, they look hard. I was like, man,
Jet was the coolest one. I'm gonna say this: Jet and Faye were the coolest ones. I fuck with Faye. Niggas was hating on Faye, and I'm like, bro, I'm sorry you don't have sexy outfit Halloween costume Faye. Like, get over it, bro. Like, you do not need to see this woman's titties for Faye to be like the essence of Faye was there. I can't say that for Spike Spiegel. I felt like she feels like Faye. I got to give Danielle Pineda a lot of credit, and I'm giving the black dude credit too. He felt like Jet. I'm rocking.
Yeah, for the most part, they both did really well. My thing is, I don't remember seeing, and I gotta go back and rewatch Cowboy Bebop. Last time I rewatched it was probably like right before COVID hit, but literally, I don't remember Jet getting physical like that. Like they had Jet doing a lot. I was like, man, this nigga's a plain nigga. He's not the nigga that's getting. You remember? Spike is the action nigga. Like,
but you remember, I told you in our early predictions. I remember I said they made Spike older than Jet, and I said if you're gonna make young Jet, they're gonna expand his characters. That's the type of shit that they were talking about when they said take liberties. That you remember when we was predicting like what they could add to it. And my bet was always Jet.
To me, you feel me? It just ain't believable. Because Jet's the type of nigga that worked the plane, man.
But see, that's the old man Jet. This is kind of young nigga Jet. Like he like
that is true.
He got these hands. Like I believe that the Jet. Look, if you asking me who I'm more scared of, if I see all three of these people, I'm saying Jet number one, Faye with a gun, and give me John Cho. I'm giving him these hands. That's a fact, bro.
Man, I feel like and
you're right, it shouldn't be that way.
Faye and Jet are way more believable as their characters. And I feel like they got, like, watching a whole live action series, I feel like I could get into it with those two characters, playing those two characters. But I feel like there's gonna be a lot of moments where just John Cho will say some shit or just do some shit goofily or whatever. And I'll just be like, you ain't fucking Spike, nigga. Stop. But like, I feel like you could sell me Faye with this. Like at first, I wasn't opposed to it because you know what I'm saying, she wasn't hypersexualized. I figured that wouldn't have happened.
You said that multiple times when we were talking about this
person, like any sensible person, like a lot of the horny fucking anime watchers, you know, the ecchi, you know, I watch my ecchi, but it's more of a culture type thing. You feel me? It's like tasteful type shit. It's like, nah, son, you're not about to sit out here and be like, you want live action to look like. How would this shit be ingestible to humans? We all know Cowboy Bebop had this much ecchi in it, as far as, you know, they had certain scenes where, of course, they did some shit to sexualize certain characters. You feel me? To be honest, like they tried to make Spike look hot. You feel me? They had like, a shower scene and shit. Like
they did, or something like that.
Nigga was butt naked in the one of them episodes. You feel me? But I just know nowadays you wouldn't get that type of shit. Like nobody should have been expecting that in the first place, especially from a whole female character that you're supposed to be taking seriously. It's not supposed, like, you're gonna ruin somebody's character by just being like, let's do some cheap shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's gotta be authentic. It's like, nah, son, like nobody's moving like that. You feel me? And that was the thing with the whole me not liking her at the beginning, is because I didn't think it was believable until I really saw her get in the bag of
doing stuff, moving, like and hearing her talk. No, and that's fair. That's fair. I'm not,
but I'm the same way with Jet. That's the thing with me too. I was like, I like the fact that they're making Jet like this too. I'm like, it's not 100% sold to me. And it's like with them, I could at least say I'm like at 80% sold. Like if I want to watch a whole season, like if I can watch a whole season for 80%, y'all gonna have me. There's gonna be 20% where I'm gonna be like, not, maybe even like if they do a great job, it's probably gonna be like, you know what I'm saying, 90%, and I'm gonna be 10% not in there. But like with John Cho, it's just like from the trailer, the first two teasers, you can tell, son. If it's 50-50, like if you could sell it to me 50% of the time, I'd be surprised, son. Just because I don't mean to shit on him as an actor, because he's a good actor. I've seen him in other roles, but not for Spike, this.
It's just not for him. It's not built for him. But you know, whatever. Better response from the Cowboy Bebop trailer. I know, like you said, people thought we was gonna come up here and shit on it, but you know, had to call a spade a spade. So shout out to Netflix. Hopefully it's good. We'll be reviewing it on November 17th. It drops on 17th or 19th, 2 weeks away. So I'm super excited.
Soon.
Yeah, no, it's like really, it's like we're right here. So
they dropping the whole thing. It's gonna be episode.
I think they dropping the whole thing.
They need to just drop the whole thing. I'll binge that motherfucker for real.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna watch it all. They might as well, but especially since how long they had us waiting. But something that people are super excited for. They did a little teaser, nothing crazy, but on Monday it was confirmed that Tatsuya Endo's Spy Family manga is getting an anime that will start in 2022. I'm hyped for this. I've been part of the Spy Family initiative. Shout out to my guy Pete from What Do You Say Anime. Shout out to the Spy Family gang in the Discord. We move. We move. W's, bro. This is huge.
I tweeted some shit earlier, and Pete he replied to me. He was saying, like I said something about like, I'm glad I only read the first couple chapters, and I held off on it to wait to read it whenever there was a lot of chapters, but because like I got an anime surprisingly fast. Yeah, he was like, dog, I don't blame you after seeing the trailer. The anime is gonna look real good. And I was bro, I wasn't expecting him to go with this style, but boy, I didn't expect
it to look that good either. Like seeing the wife, like seeing just the family, like Nina Forger, like I'm in. It looks great. I didn't
expect it to look bad or anything, but at the same time, it's like this is soon.
Yeah,
you got this trailer. Bruh, we're at volume 8 right now in the manga. Like, you know what I'm saying?
That's how good it is.
That's nuts, bro. But
that's how good it is.
I'm the Fujimoto stan. You feel me? Shout out to Endo. What is it, Tatsuya?
Tatsuya. Yep.
Shout out to Tatsuya Endo, bro, because at the end of the day, you in the circle of winners. That's my gang right there. You feel me? Yuji Kaku, Tatsuki Fujimoto, Yukinobu Tatsu, and my boy Tendo, you know what I'm saying? Or Endo, you feel me? Tatsuya Endo, because them boys is the GOATs, bro. Spy Family, Down, Hell's Paradise, Chainsaw Man. I feel like that's that energy, like they all be going out together and just doing shit, vibing in the fucking studio together, just cooking up. That's like, I look at them like I look at like Young Money when it was like Wayne and
like
Drake,
a rap collector.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I look at them like a hard rap collector, like ASAP Mob. They all out here killing it, because there was a point in time when Rocky Ferg was both like up.
That's a fact.
And I like seeing that. You feel me? And that's rest in peace. Not to bring up Red Hood again, but that's why I love that energy. I like seeing that, Horikoshi's doing good. Who's helping them? Who's working with them? Let's get them out here. Give them a shot. I hope to see a lot more of that in the future, because
Same.
bro. We getting some classics out of it, bro.
Where's
like,
Oda's
Spy Family's
assistants?
hard.
Bring them out. Like the One Piece assistants, I know they're there. Like,
man, I look highly of Fujimoto. I'm a Fujimoto stan, but at the same time, bro, I look at Oda like a god. I don't think that nigga need no assistance. Like if Oda got some assistance, bro, them niggas is goated now. Why are they not the number one selling in Shonen Jump
where
right
they
now?
at? I'm ready to read it.
They probably still helping Oda. They like, nigga, we dedicate all our time to this shit until One Piece is done. When One Piece is done, you might see, from editor of One Piece, because them niggas right now, One Piece got they full undivided.
That's a fact.
Attention.
But Spy Family is going to be great. It's going to shock people in 2022, and it's going to be probably one of the biggest things that drops that year. Next up, we got the official website for the television anime adaptation of Daisuke Azawa's The Eminence in the Shadow light novel series revealed the show's teaser video and trailer, and they announced that it was going to have a 2022 premiere. This is what the show's about. Shadow brokers are those who go unnoticed, posing as unremarkable people, when in truth, they control everything from behind the scenes. Sid wants to be someone just like that more than anything, and something as insignificant as boring reality isn't going to get in his way. He trains in secret every single night, preparing for his eventual rise to power, only to be denied his destiny by a run-of-the-mill traffic accident. But when he wakes up in another world, suddenly finds himself at the head of an actual secret organization doing battle with evil in the shadows. He'll finally get his chance to act out all of his delusional fantasies. Another isekai. It didn't sound bad. The trailer didn't look bad, but it was just a teaser. I don't know if I'm going to watch this. Maybe when a real trailer drops, when we see a little more how it looks. But the synopsis isn't bad, but I'm not 100% sold.
Yeah, I might peep it out just to see if people are talking about it. I'm gonna peep it out, but I ain't gonna lie. One thing I gotta say about this trailer, I'm gonna say it about the other trailer too. But the music, bro, that shit had me hyper than anything. I was like, but who is working on this fucking soundtrack? I'm like,
it was good music. The second one
had me hype. Like, had my adrenaline pumping, and like with the animation and everything, I'm like, okay, if y'all go for the aesthetic, if you like with the isekai shit, don't give me no boring ass isekai. There's a million isekai right now. Why should I watch yours? That's how I feel. There's like that's 1,000 fucking isekai series. Like, bro. If I was literally, and this is me being honest, if I was literally going to look up how many isekai series dropped in 2021, I feel like my honest number that I think it would probably be around like 40, 50.
I'd say too much. I say I'm lowballing it at like 20, but that's still a lot.
At 20 is too much. Like, even if you're lowballing it at 20, which it might be 20, that's too fucking much. Then in one year, you give me 20 new isekai?
In 15 of them, are they all pop up into a magical Lord of the Rings style world?
Bro, I'm tired of seeing isekai. I'm tired of seeing fucking goblins. I'm tired of seeing these fucking. I'm just gonna play an RPG game if I want to feel.
That's how I feel about demons, though, bro. On the real, like I'm like after JJK Demon Slayer and Chainsaw Man, I'm good. Like, give me something else. Like, we don't need Shinigami. We don't need demons. Them three got it covered. They did it. Like, and I feel that same way about them goblins and them swords and shields. Let me just go play Skyrim, my nigga. Like, I don't need to watch that.
Give me a good show. Like, give me a show to watch. That's why when they had all these crazy ones, like what is it? ReZero, people fucked with, but they had other that's not a crazy one, but like some of the ecchi crazy ones were kind of like nuts. But it was like they're trying to do something different with isekai, and I could respect going in a different adventurous direction than making the same stale ass shit. But you got to make something good. Like, don't just make something shock. Because you remember Goblin Slayer was like shock value for the sake of shock value.
The other one we reviewed that we were like, yo, y'all are wilding for this shit. The one where he just straight raped the girl. What the fuck was that show?
The Revenge one. I forget what it was called.
What dude trying to get revenge for that girl treating him?
It was fucked up. It was fucked up from episode 1, and it just got more and more fucked up. So by the time you was up on episode 2 or something, you're like, yeah, I gotta drop this shit. I cannot, like, talk about anime nobody could walk in on you watching, because nigga, I was watching that shit just to see what the timeline was talking about. I know you remember with the meat slapping video hit the timeline.
It was
like, what the
crazy.
Fuck is going on?
And like,
so we watched it. It was
people in the comments on our YouTube video was like, oh yeah, y'all gotta review this. Y'all gotta review this, and we reviewed that shit. I was like, what?
Shout out my niggas that fuck with that, but y'all niggas are bugging. I cannot cap, son. I don't know how y'all can watch that and just not turn it off. Cause I can't cringe. There's a certain amount of cringe that I can endure. You feel me? There's a funny amount of cringe that I'll watch this shit like X bro, it got bad, bro. It got bad, dog. Like, I ain't gonna lie. I didn't watch the whole thing. I didn't go back much after the first.
Yeah, I just watched the first 2 and that's it.
And I went back to see if like I remember I watched the first two and I dropped it like there's no way, and niggas tried to hype it up, and I was like, let me see what happens after that. So I watched like the next episode, or like I skipped through it. I didn't watch the whole thing, but I skipped through the next episode, and literally same thing. It's literally like a hentai, and it's like a bad hentai that you wouldn't watch. You know what I'm saying? It's like I watched that shit. I'm like, isekai.
I just remember at the end of episode 2 when he wiped her memory and was like, yeah, you're now my slave, bitch. And I was just like, whoa, you put that hot poker in her. You did all that bad shit.
Son, the dialogue was nuts too, because it went from like, okay, what the fuck, to whoa, what the fuck? Are y'all fucking serious? What am I watching? I
wish we knew the name of it, but I'm glad we don't.
I think it was redo of a healer or something like that. Redo hero.
No, it's redo of healer because the nigga was a healer.
He had a weird style of healing, bro. Because I don't know what was going on, bro. It was like that's some sick shit. Like that's a sick ass series.
Crazy, bro.
Shout out to Joey, the anime man, or whatever, on YouTube. I watched. He interviewed the actual creator of that because he like speaks Japanese. He lives in Japan, so he interviewed him, and I watched that shit just to be like, what type of nigga is this, right? Mm-hmm. So in the interview, dude has on a fox, like a cosplay helmet type shit, and he's talking through it like you can't see his face. Which, of course, if you put some shit like that out, you wouldn't want to be seen in the street.
That's a fact.
You feel me? You would not want to be seen in the street. But they interviewed him, and he was just sitting there like, I just made this shit to be different. He was like, everybody was doing the same shit, and he was like, that y'all not going far enough. Nobody's gonna read y'all shit if y'all don't make it exciting. He's like, it could be good, it could be bad, but if it's crazy, it'll be just enough to make people go, wow, I want to read that.
He was straight shock value.
Literally, he just wants to
straight clout nigga,
clickbait.
Man. Clout
clickbait,
boy.
Son.
Crazy, but all right.
But that's isekai in us. Not to we got.
But there was a point to all of that because that's how they are. Like that's what the isekai genre is. Yeah, no, that's a fact. Next up, the final story we got is Cloverworks announced on Sunday that it's producing a new original television anime titled Tokyo 24-ku or Tokyo 24th Ward that will debut in January 2022. The anime takes place on an artificial island floating in Tokyo Bay named Kyokuto Horigai Tokubetsu Chiku 4 East Special District outside of the law, named the 24th Ward. The manga centers on 3 children, friends born and raised on the island, Ran, Koki, and Shuta. The 3 have different social standings, hobbies, and personalities, but they're always hanging out together. But their relationships will change dramatically after a certain incident. At a memorial ceremony 1 year after the incident, the 3 happen to meet again, and all of their phones start to ring at once. The phone call is from a friend they thought was dead, urging them to choose the future. Each young man will believe in their own way of doing things to protect the future of the people of the 24th Ward. Reason why I put this on here, it kind of sounded like I know what you did last summer, but like anime style, where like they got to go save people after. This just got to sound kind of hard. And after Blue
I
Period,
definitely fuck with this trailer too. This trailer was kind of hard.
I'm giving things benefit of the doubt after Blue Period. This is one of those where I'm like, this shit may be hard.
That's why I be wanting to peep out everything from the season, because you'll find these gems that you don't think will be good, and you watch them and they end up being really great, like Blue Period, Wonder Egg, and it's just like certain things I'm not gonna give a try just because I know what they are already. Like I hate to loop back around, but usually with the isekai shit, you know what you're getting, and it's like if you watch one, you've watched. You know what I'm saying? You watch most of them. You feel me? Yep. But at the same time, with shit like this, it's like I like fresh shit that I don't know what I'm gonna get into, because it could be good, it could be bad. But like 9 times out of 10, even if it's not the number one best shit I've ever seen, it's usually worth watching. It's usually like I'm glad I watched it at the end.
That's a fact, and the trailer's pretty good. So that might be something we review at a certain point. But that's all of the news for this week. Let's get into the discussion section, which is a conversation with Spicy Lady Ent. Chris, I'm excited for you to hear this. Great conversation. I like Spicy Lady Ent. I gotta get next time she comes on the show, because she definitely wants to come back. Gotta have you on with us, because that was a crazy conversation.
Yeah, Spicy Lady Ent, she is like one of the must-haves for your Twitter timeline. You feel me? She's one of my favorite people I follow. I love every time that she puts content out on the timeline. I'm always engaging and shit, just because like she be going hard out here. And I love real authentic people. You feel me? In the community. You know what I'm saying? Yep. It's like there's only, because I'm anime talk down. You feel me? What do you say? Anime, I fuck with them. That's gang. You feel me? But in this space, like as far as content creators, I only fuck with like authentic content creators that go
People
super
who are
hard
dope,
behind
yeah.
this shit.
And she's one of them.
Like, you know what I'm saying? And she's definitely 1,000% one of them. You feel me? Like support her 1,000%. I haven't seen this interview yet, so I'm gonna be watching it with y'all. So I'm like super excited to see this too.
It's really dope, especially since like she works for Screen Rant now. We talk about that, like about how she got into writing. Really dope conversation, but let's no need to prolong it anymore. Let's get into the conversation with Spicy Lady Ent right now on #Anime Talk. Hello, Anime Talk viewers. And look, I said it in the last episode. This is a part of our Anime Talk creator series where we're bringing in different people in the anime industry, in the manga industry, in the community that we feel has a voice that needs to be heard from our audiences and audiences across the world. In the first edition of the creator conversation, we had my man Patrick Thomas and Allende Hall, creators of God Punch. And today we got the Spicy Lady right here, man. My girl Ashanti, writer for Screen Rant. You host, what podcast do you host? The Spicy Lady podcast?
Yes, I'm also part of Anime Lately podcast with my bros over there. So yeah, because we're currently on hiatus on Spicy Lady Talks. On hiatus, but
okay. But in the anime one is which one? So we let our fans know. So go support y'all.
Oh yeah, shout out to make sure y'all follow Anime Lately podcast. We go live every Thursday and Sunday. Thursday for the podcast, Sundays when we do live reads and reactions on the latest drops of the manga that day. So go check them out. Yeah, we're on YouTube, Anime Lately podcast, Twitter, everywhere see podcasts.
So we got the Spicy Lady in here. Like I said, I'm super excited. I feel like this creator conversation is necessary because not just for African Americans, but all weebs around. Like it's important that we know each other, that we communicate, because there's enough money out here for all of us to be thriving and we can lift each other up. And I feel like it's no need to have the crab in the bucket, like this gatekeeper thing, but especially with Black nerds, because I'm going to ask you how it was for you. But for me growing up, being a Black kid as a nerd, it was something that like you wanted to hide because you didn't want your cool Black friends making fun of you. The white kids was making fun. Like it was like something that you hid. But I realized the moment that I turned 13, 14. So like, no, it had 14, 15. So maybe my freshman, sophomore year of high school, I was just like, you know what? Screw it, man. I like Naruto. And like ended up making more friends because of it. But middle school and elementary was like hell for me because I was embarrassed of what I loved. How would you say the experience was for you as an African-American who loves what you love? I mean, look at your amazing background, which I think is kick ass. I still gotta fix mine. Like you can't even see all my posters because like my computer's hidden, but like I got some stuff. So I just show the figures, but I love your backdrop.
Thank you. I have like, this is like Marvel and I have my DC background like right here in front of me. I don't know. I'm gonna try and see. Like,
if you can.
So I have that and I have that. I don't know if you can see Justice League.
Nice.
Wonder Woman and the Cannon Buster, stuff like that. Spider-Man. So that's dope. This is like my desk, my work desk, or you know, I have my figurines on my desk too. But as for my experience with anime, I got introduced to it obviously everyone does early on, but I had a group of like cousins. Their youngest sibling was my god sister. So there was like 15 of them. So we all used to hang out together. But they were really into anime. So they had like the VHS tapes and stuff like that. So I first got introduced to Sailor Moon and I was like in love.
That was your first?
Well, no, my first was Dragon Ball Z, but like my first first actually like
engaging anime.
Yeah, it was
of knowing that it is an anime. Because I always say that like Dragon Ball Z, I never used that as my first because I didn't know it was an anime. I thought it was an American cartoon. Naruto was my first, really.
Because part of me, what Dragon Ball Z was, I knew it was different because I was like 6, 7.
Yeah.
Because I like watching cartoons and I liked action. I was a very like action kid. Like so when I watched Dragon Ball Z, I was like, yo, this is not any regular smuggler like cartoon. They out here scrapping.
That's a fact.
And so I really was enthralled by that. But then I got kicked out because my mom was like, no, they're cursing. And I'm like, dang. But speed up like 5 or 6 years later, I was 10. watching Sailor Moon, tomboy, full of heart, and immediately fell in love with Usagi, who was clumsy like me, all that fun stuff. And then I fell in love with Sailor Jupiter, who was a tomboy too. She got, really cool for how she looked. When in the inside, she was really the sweetheart, but she was strong. Just a whole cast of strong women characters. So like, I just fell in love with that. I used to like all throughout my schooling, I used to like always watch the movies on YouTube. I'd be like, what was that anime again? Oh yeah, Sailor Moon. I used to always watch it like on my phone, just whenever I felt like, watching it. But
yeah,
it wasn't until I want to say like sophomore year of high school where I heavily got into like my own journey of watching anime my own. So much so where I fell in love with Samurai Champloo. I actually did one of my school projects on on the 3 characters. Literally crickets. I had a big issue like speaking in public. So when I themed the project after this anime, I like learned more.
You put your all into it.
Yeah, I got very creative with it, and so I was very excited to like promote it out, in school.
Mm-hmm.
Crickets. No one was like, "What the hell is she saying?" But like,
I'd have been that guy in the back, like, "Yeah, let's go."
But I got it in a project, and I felt very proud of my work. So I was like, that's when I knew, like, I want to do this, like, create. I want to do this for like a career. Mm-hmm. And so I set out on that path, and that's how I got here today.
That's awesome. Hell yeah. Okay, so speaking of that, how did you get to? So let's continue that. So you didn't have problem growing up. You had your cousins, which I think is awesome. See, my outlet was my dad. Like my dad was a comic book nerd growing up.
My dad was.
So we watched Batman the animated series together and Spider-Man and X-Men. So he was just watching that. And then it just so happened that the next episode, I think maybe after Teen Titans in the midday stuff after school, was maybe Dragon Ball Z. He likes it. And then we keep watching it into Naruto. Me and him follow Naruto still to this day. And it's like, so I attribute my dad for that. I'm glad your dad was the same. That's awesome.
Yeah, he got me into the whole research of entertainment stuff. Because my dad, he'll know the name of every comedian, every actor, every anything. So I like fell into that trap after I fell in love with the Halle Berry Catwoman. I love that movie. I'm sorry. I knew it wasn't canon in DC, but I love that. That was the Black woman representation that that we had between that and then Halle Berry was Storm. So I equated those two, properties as a young Black kid growing up. So I was like, yeah.
I've never realized this is nuts. In my 27 years alive on this earth, until you just said that, I never realized that. Whoa, Halle Berry was both Storm and Catwoman. Like I just removed the Catwoman portion from my brain, but that's incredible for her. I never realized that. And for African-American girls like yourself, I could only imagine how huge that was for y'all.
So with my dad, it was kind of like knowing Eartha Kitt. He was like, look, I'm tired of it. She wasn't, this isn't, so he's like, look up Eartha Kitt. So I looked her up.
You got the real info.
Literally fell in love, watching her performances. And I found she was also a dancer because at the time I was wearing my dance ballet leotard for Wonder Woman, me for a Catwoman. So it's like, I just related even more to this character. And that got me into where I'm like, well, what are the comic books like? So I started researching comic books. That's how I found out about Black Panther, vaguely. And then went into like X-Men and, DC. But my dad really got into like the whole research part of it, which is, also how I ended up where I am today. So I just love figuring out different things like that. So yeah, I just,
shout out to our dads for like hooking us up with our careers that we have basically today. That's awesome. So I look, I told you before that based on how the conversation flows, I was gonna let it go where it goes, and I know we're gonna get to how you got the Screen Rant. That's the business stuff that we have to take care of. But you just brought up something that I have to just talk to you about because I'm ecstatic about this right now. Catwoman. I 100% believe that Zoe Kravitz is about to be the best Catwoman we've seen ever.
Yeah.
Anne Hathaway was not Catwoman. I'm sorry. You can't put goggles on her and make them fly up and say that's Catwoman. Michelle Pfeiffer, as attractive and as seductive that performance was, and as great that performance, as horrifying it was, she's not really Catwoman either. And I know the older generation, the Michael Keaton apologists will say, no, that's our Catwoman. But you read the comics, and I read the comics, and our listeners out there who read the comics know she wasn't really Catwoman. So with this new Zoe Kravitz performance, I feel it, from the short hair to the embracing of Bruce to just the little bit of conversation we've gotten in the trailer, and just to hear what Zoe said at Fandom. I am so excited for this new Batman movie. There's no role that I'm not excited for, and I think I'm as equally excited about Robert Pattinson as I am Zoe Kravitz. How do you feel about the Batman?
So at first, when I found out that, you know, our parents were playing Batman, I was just like, Twilight. But then I took that outside and I looked at this catalog of movies, and I watched.
Did you watch Good Time?
Good Time. What was that one about?
That's the Safdie brothers one where he goes and robs the bank with his mentally challenged brother, and then like his brother takes.
No, but I did watch his performance. But I think, was it The King?
Yes, with Timothy. Great.
Yes, he did a really good job, and I really liked. And I like to see actors like when they're about to play a major role, the smaller roles they play roles. up to that. I like to see that, because like that's them studying to the end goal.
That's why you got to watch Good Time, because that's on the way, as well as Tenet with John David.
Oh yeah, I watched Tenet, loved Tenet, him that. So I saw the glimpses of what he was doing, and I liked the performance. And so after watching the first trailer, I was like, okay, like this is like early, like more, I think, like I forgot the time, like not 1800 PM, but like 30, like the 30, like it's like really early on, you know, Batman. So
it's like, year one. It's not year one, because it's 1 year and like 9 months. So this is year 2 essentially. So
I liked what was happening, but I agree. I think Zoe Kravitz is bringing that mysteriousness that Selena Kyle has. I did like Gotham's Selena Kyle, young Selena Kyle. She's also from a dance crew that I grew up loving, so I liked her embodiment of it too. But I feel like Zoe Kravitz is like style in the trailer seemed very believable, and and I heard, bro, the nail. I didn't even see that detail, but like I also saw, apparently I think like they said that her and Rob Pattinson's chemistry was like the best out of like any other actress, and you saw that in like the small glimpses we got. So I have hope. I feel it's gonna be pretty good. Just seeing her on the floor on like the first teaser we got, I was like, oh, okay, she into it. Like,
and then the embracing when you see the sunlight and it's them two with their silhouettes, I was like, that's straight from Jim Lee. That's Hush. Like, I love that. So I'm so excited. And the final thing I'll say about the Batman, I don't know if how you feel about this, but Colin Farrell's Penguin, I love that he's doing his best Robert De Niro in Goodfellas impersonation, because I dig it. I think if we're not going to get this Danny DeVito, if we're not going to get long-nosed, like very eccentric Penguin, make him this bombastic gangster who owns the Iceberg Lounge, because that was Batman the Animated Series.
Yeah. So I think that's cool. We'll see, man, because like DC, I feel like they've been listening a little bit to the fans,
because that's my favorite. Like, I'm a DC guy through and through.
I am too. I fully will always pick DC over Marvel or any other, because it's just like I love the characters, and they have a huge catalog of Black characters that are even more enjoyable. So
can you save that? Because I'm gonna ask you. Oh, we'll do it now. Let's do it now. Because like I'm having so much fun conversating with you that we're getting so much off. Okay, so sticking to DC, I'm gonna ask you this first, just because you brought it up, and then we'll talk a little bit more about their movies and stuff, and then get to anime.
Okay.
Who do you think is the best DC Black character? Is it Static? Just the go-to?
I said Vixen because I.
Oh, you said Vixen. Okay, I didn't hear you. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. I love Static. I do. I love the early comics. Early comics are really great, but I love Vixen. Like, she is just. I feel like her story is great, and I feel
her powers are great.
Yeah, like her powers, her like, she's a fashion icon, designer, model, philanthropist.
Yep.
And a superhero, like, on the side, like, it's like the poise that she upholds, and you know, as a character, and that's why I don't want to get on a tangent. I always do when it comes to Vixen, but that's why I hated that the CW shows nerfed her character as they did. You know, like
Trash.
I feel like her introduction era was perfect. I love the actress who played her, and she played her in the anime series, which I also liked a lot. But it got nerfed again, again. So I really pray that with this whole like milestone thing, comics, that we see other Black characters that aren't from Milestone get more shine, because there's a lot of, there's equally as much of them as there are, Milestone. So it's like I really hope that they bring her anime series back, because I feel like it would do so well. Like
I agree. I think Vixen would work incredibly, and like that whatever they're doing with that Black Adam stuff, like in the sequel, like if Black Adam has a team with it, bring her in that, or give her a HBO Max movie. I think it would work really well. I think my favorite African American DC character, I have two. So for my lady, it's Rocket. I just love Rocket.
The new comic book series fire. Oh my god, I fell in love with it instantly. I feel like it's better than Static. I'm sorry.
It is. I stand on that.
So fire.
Yes, and I love how like she's not breaking away from Icon, but doing her own thing.
She told him, she was like, "Look, you basically strong. Why are you up here doing nothing? Like, we need to change now." And he was like, "Okay, look, like literally like a rocket already." So I loved how they've written her character, like so independent, so and it's like she's not using Icon, but they're partners, they're equal.
Yep.
So I really
don't treat me like an underling. Like I am, like you said, I'm your equal. That's why I love Rock. She's strong, embodiment of strength, just kick ass. So that's and then my favorite male. I'm torn because I love Batwing. I love Mr. Terrific. I wish they would use Mr. Terrific more. But at my soul and my core, it's Jefferson Pierce. I love Black Lightning because Batman's my favorite DC character, and Batman views Jefferson as like one of the only people like equal to him. Like he looks at Superman as an equal, but in humans, he looks at Jefferson as like someone who does what he wishes he could do, and that's why he trusts Jefferson to lead the Outsiders. And to me, I love Black Lightning. I love Brian Edward Hill's run on him with Batman and the Outsiders. The one
I have
that he
a
just
few
did.
of those comics. I feel the older comics of the Outsiders that I got.
Old one's great, but if you need, check out the new run. I love Jefferson Pierce. How do you feel? Who would you say your favorite Black male DC character is?
Oh, I'm looking at my poster. I'm trying to think.
John Stewart, Mr. Terrific. Where you even Bronze Tiger we could throw in there.
Man, okay, I like Black Lightning too. I like Black Lightning because I think that in the sense of like Black Panther, he's a father first. So anything that happens, he's always kind of thinking about his daughters. So I do like that, and I like how he like upholds himself. But I think secondly have to be Static. I love Virgil. Virgil is he's like people call him like the Black Spider-Man, even though it's Miles now, but like a Spider-Man type. Like he's so like witty, forthcoming, and just a wonderful.
He's really DC Spider-Man. Like I know people say like Nightwing. I know people like say like different things, but to me it's Static.
Yeah, Static is just a poster boy of like just having fun, and I love the series. But when I got early like edition of the early comics, I was like, oh, this is like Virgil. This is Virgil,
X on the hat, like damn.
Yeah, like cracking jokes, making pop culture references.
Yep.
But also like really sassy, and I even in times of darkness, he's still very like lively. He brings light to the darkness of DC, and I think that's cool to have in a character that doesn't let the darkness kind of like evade them from what they want to do as a hero.
And I think this will be a little bit. I'll get us to anime after this, just because But shout out to the listeners out there who love comics, and because this is a great conversation. To me, I think this is why I tend to lead more to DC, because of how they handle their Black characters. They're not Black like how Marvel, I feel like has Black characters, but they like to promote the fact that they're Black. Like, yes, this is our Black character. Like we have Black Panther, we have Luke Cage, like this. But DC's characters, I feel like they just make great characters who are just Black, and they're equals to like, look, Amanda Waller is one of the most powerful people in the series, and she's a Black woman. Yes. Like Jefferson Pierce is someone that Batman trusts to lead his team. John Stewart is one of the best Green Lanterns of all time. Like we could, we could keep going on. They list them. Whereas with Marvel, I feel like, oh, okay, we need a new black character. Let's make like let's give them one. Where in DC, it feels natural to me. How do you feel about that?
Don't get me wrong, DC isn't perfect.
They're not by no stretch. We know how they handled Dwayne McDuffie, which they're writing their sins now. But 100%, you're absolutely right.
It's that, and also too, like, you know, some story plots they still nerf their black characters, but like you said, they have more of a plethora, and I think they're creating. I think they're learning from that, and they're creating like characters like Naomi. Yeah. They're learning from that, and they're creating more younger heroes to, I guess, fill the void of the lack of using other characters. That's what happened to Static. They saw Static was doing so well over Milestone. Then they partnered up, and then they didn't utilize his character whatsoever. And you kind of see that Young Justice too. You know, sorry, but you see
because they couldn't pay for it. And but now new stuff, he's gonna be in there.
Exactly.
Like how they have Rocket on the promo material. Like when they took Rocket off the team in Young Justice, I was pissed. I was like, ah.
But I think that's when I first got introduced to Rocket and Icon was when on Young Justice. I was watching it. I was like, who are these cool ass people? Looked at them, I was like, oh, here go Miles. I kept seeing Miles and making them out. So I was seeing them Richard Static. So I ended up researching a lot of them. And then I was like, oh, this is actually pretty cool. I love
Hardwire, my boy.
Oh yeah, Hardwire. Oh my god, I love Hardwire off rip. He is very cerebral. Out there.
Yeah,
and I love it.
If I'm being honest,
militant,
after Rocket, I'd say Hardwire is my favorite. And this is no disrespect to Static, because Static has a special place in my heart. But I just think Hardwire's books are my second favorite after Rocket in terms of milestone.
Yeah, because I read the first like the chapter 0, and like Hardwire off rip was like, things gotta change. Yes, because that was in college. I was very militant. Like I was fresh out of predominantly white high school. You know, finally in the career I want to be in. I was very, I was in my African American
studies
history class. So I was got my uncle necklace. I was very militant. So just seeing that in Hardwire, and seeing him make his own, stuff and whatever, and I loved it, and I'm glad that I'm also happy they're bringing back Blood Syndicate. So I'm interested to see about that series. I heard Blood Syndicate was the most popular out of like all of their.
I didn't know that.
I think it was like Static and then Blood Syndicate or something like that.
Okay, cool. No, I'm definitely gonna read that. Well, I'm gonna read it either way. So but how do you feel about Marvel's black characters? Because to me, I'd say my favorite is, funny enough, Falcon. Like I like Black. Like I just don't have a choice over there. It's weird. Like Falcon and the Soldier was great, but I feel like he's. I know. How do I? Yeah. I was trying to find the politically, right word to say, but I just get very much that from the character, and I know that's my own biasness. That's why I relate a lot to what the first what's his name, the black. Oh, now I'm blanking on him. I'm looking at him. I see the old man's face. But everything he was saying, I was like, he's right. I agree 100% with what he's saying. And like, just that's why I love their conversation in that scene, because it's like you can relate to either or. To both, and that's why I see. Funny enough, I've had this take, and some people said, Lynden, you're wrong for this take, but this is just how I feel. For conversations like that, I feel as like an African American, not necessarily as a African. I related more to Falcon Winter Soldier than I did Black Panther, because Black Panther, it felt like it wasn't told to an African American. It felt like it was told to like Black people worldwide, and that's great. I love that. I related more to Killmonger, and that's why I feel like Falcon meant so much to me, because I understand, like you said, I understand what the first Black Captain America was saying. I related to that, but then I feel Falcon like wanting to fix things, wanting to change things, so like that's why I love that character and that show specifically so much. How do you feel about that? I actually love more Black Panther. I love T'Challa. But I understand that, but I think that's why they added Killmonger onto that and having what he was, because they understood that those are the two sides, of the coin that Black people in America live under. We're literally in the middle. Like, we're not part of, Africa anymore, but we're also not
we're a byproduct of what happened to us as slaves here. So it's like we're always stuck in the gray, in the middle. So you can relate to Killmonger, but you can also relate to T'Challa's willingness of, you know, family and wanting to uphold a nation that's technically advanced, you know, and having, you know, the white man come and pillage from that. So you understand both feats. But I love T'Challa because I just love how he's not afraid to stand alone because he's a king first. But I just love how he will nerf every Avenger if he feels like it. And, you know, like, so I love that cunningness of him. I love that independence of how, like, he's not afraid to just be without them. He kind of uses the Avengers as, like, you know, tools to make sure that everything's right, you know, for with Wakanda, if they gotta worry about anything.
It's Wakanda first, then the world second.
Right? So I do like that. But my other favorite character is Riri Williams. I love
See, I never gotten to Ironheart. I need to.
I came across her. I forgot how I came across her, but I read her comic. I fell in love with her story, being this smart, you know, Black girl from New York, similar to Peter's age or Miles' age. I forgot when did she want, and still taking Tony Stark's, you know, suit and making
recreating
her own, building her own, you know, like at 14 years old, I think she started college at like 15, 14, very young.
Apparently, so there's a Black character who's the smartest Marvel person in the universe, smarter than Reed Richards. Is it her, or it might be someone else?
I think it's her or Moon Girl from Red Dinosaur and Moon Girl. It's one of them. Yeah. But yeah, Riri is extremely smart. Like I said, so I found her character and I found out that she likes Quest, A Tribe Called Quest, like 90s music.
That's hard.
And I just related a lot to her character, and she's like kind of like Black Panther, where she's like, look, I got my own stuff over here. I got my own lab. I got my own, you know, suit.
Doing my own thing. Yeah.
Y'all need, you know. So I like her character too. That's why I'm excited to see her in the new Black Panther movie, because I think she'll be a nice take on after Tony, because she's literally
and she'll be a compadre to Shuri.
I feel like, I'm sorry, I want the sisterhood, but I also want that competitive.
The rivals for sure.
Yeah, because they're both smart, but I think Riri's a
little smarter.
Yeah, I think she is. You know, so I can't wait to see that kind of, you know, that represented on film, represented on a screen. I feel like you've never seen that. You know, two Black women characters. It's always one.
We're about to Black girls are about to thrive right now. Not only are you getting Catwoman, you're getting, like you said, Riri Williams, you're getting Shuri, you're getting Naomi. Yeah, and exactly, with the new show on HBO Max, and you're getting Batgirl is a POC who's, I believe she's a mix between Latino and African American. Either way, you get like it's good for a lot of POC women out there, because you're getting your voice and you're getting to see it on screen. I think that's absolutely amazing.
Not just Halle Berry anymore.
Yep, that's a fact. And I can't wait for the new Storm, because they're gonna kill that. Like,
oh yeah.
I'm so ready for that. But just in our conversation about just Marvel and DC Black heroes, I just Googled it. I can literally, it's Black Panther, Luke Cage, Blade, Storm, Falcon, Miles Morales, James Rhodes, Misty Knight, the people you said, plus Blue Marvel. After that, how many more do you know? Like, Brother Voodoo, like what, like, and that's why I think I tend to go with DC. Plus Batman's my favorite superhero of all time. But and it's Isaiah Bradley is the name of the person we were trying to remember. But okay, let's get back to the business. Great side conversation. Love that we had it. Tell me how you get from researching and being an anime and comic fan with your dad to working at Screen Rant.
Man, it was just taking a leap of faith, like Miles. Like literally, I recently graduated from college with my bachelor's degree in entertainment management, literally the summer before I got hired. Like, you know, so all this time I took what I've learned through my own creative avenues, through my YouTube, my podcast at the time, you know, and then I was already kind of learning from that with school. So I was constantly evolving, you know, already and learning. Yeah. So once I graduated, I was like, okay, I need to start getting myself out there. I can't continue. I'm no longer in school, so I can't blame it on being busy. I have to start taking risks and start applying. So I applied to other jobs, but I just saw Screen Rant and I was like, okay, let me try this out and see.
Let me just shoot my shot.
because I applied 2 other ones, didn't get the job. I was like, hey, it's good, but it was a learning experience for the process. So when I did this, I was like, hey, send it out, give it to God, see what happens. And literally, like, I think a month later, I got an email saying, hey, let's test this out. And then immediately was hired. And I was like, this doesn't happen to college students who are fresh out of college, who graduate. Normally, some people go into other fields. That's not even a degree. So it's like, I was like extremely blessed to be able to have this opportunity. But I love researching stuff. I love reading comics, manga. So it's like, I love that knowledge stuff. Again, I get that from my dad because, he always told me to look things up. So it's just panning out now. I'm so happy.
That's awesome. Fuck yeah. This is what I love to see. And we're definitely going to support you over here at the Bros Who Think Network and at Anime Talk. The first story that I saw from you that really got my attention was One Piece's Straw Hats just became DC Comics canon and Aquaman. And just talk to me about that story and just what that meant for you to get that out there.
That was the first story I ever did.
I know. That's why I had to bring it up. That's your number one.
It was the first one, and so it was like very overwhelming with how much people were like, "This is so cool," but because I thought it was so cool when I was writing it, because I love Aqualads from the Justice League and from Young Justice, was inspired by that character and how he basically was created just for Young Justice to see him in his own comic book thriving. I loved it. And then of course One Piece, so it was fun. I had a fun time writing it, and equally as fun time seeing everyone receptive to it. So it was a lot of fun, and I guess it kind of fueled me more to like want to, I guess, continue and not have like imposter syndrome. It kind of was like, oh wow, I can actually do this. So it was great. It was a little nerve-wracking because I was like, I can't top this, but I kind of took away from that and was like, well, people like it, so they like my writing, they, as well as the topic, the subject at hand. So
that's a fact.
Like, okay.
So first, I guess the first thing that I want to ask you is which which One Piece character do you think would be which One Piece character who's the DC equivalent to the One Piece character? So I'll give you a One Piece character and you give me who you think their DC equivalent is. We'll try.
I am not caught up in One Piece. So
okay.
I'm sorry. That's like
how much have you read? How deep are you in it?
I'm currently on Skypiea.
Okay. Well, that's perfect. I'll do the big five. I'll do the main five.
Okay.
Luffy,
their DC equivalent.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think. I just think about Elongated Man because they kind of share this simple kind of dumbness and like whatever.
That's why. But see, okay. I think it's Plastic Man because Plastic Man's the dummy. Elongated Man's the smart one.
Yeah, Plastic Man. My bad. I will see. It's Mr. Fantastic, Elongated Man. This the same kind of power, But yeah, Plastic Man. Yeah, the one in Injustice movie. So
yeah, Zorro. I think this one, if Zorro's in Marvel, I could easily say Wolverine, but DC, it's a little tricky.
Yeah, DC. I think Zorro gives me. I don't know why I want to say Green Arrow, but no, that's not right.
See, I was thinking right. Batman.
Yeah, I thought Batman, but I was like,
he's not smart enough though.
He still has some wholesomeness to him. He's not extremely brooding. He kind of gives it back. So I was trying to think like a more like a character like Green Arrow.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
See, maybe we could do Roy Harper because he has that goodness, but he still has the edge. Like he's super edgy. Like I can't say Nightwing because Nightwing's too wholesome for Zorro. Zorro's a little
way too wholesome.
See, funny enough, how do you feel about this with Sanji? Because Roy Harper and Nightwing are rivals. I feel like Sanji's more of a Nightwing.
Yeah. Sanji Nightwing. Yeah, I agree. Because he's equally as woman crazed too. Like Dick is a whole thought out here. Like he is. Oh my god.
Okay, so, Nami. Who you got for Nami?
Okay, with Nami, I feel like she's like a Wonder Girl type. I feel like she'd be like not Cassie, but maybe Cassie.
See, I was thinking I'm with you. See, okay, I'm with you with Wonder Girl, but I think she's a little more Diana. Not Diana. Donna Troy.
Yes, Donna. Yep. 100%.
See, I think you was on it with Wonder Girl because Donna Troy's smart. She has that niceness, but she's also like Nami will beat you up if you cross her. Donna Troy's the same way.
Yeah,
okay?
yeah.
In the final one, I'll ask you is Usopp. The straight clown.
Usopp with the Flash, but yeah, very, very like he's just so wholesome, but like I don't know. I don't want to put him with Barry because I love Barry. Barry's like.
What about Wally?
Guy.
Wally's more of a jokester.
Wally. Yeah, why not? Why not?
Let us know in the comments who you think the Straw Hats would be in the DC universe, and let us know either on Twitter or on the comments on YouTube. Now, let's get back to anime. I thought you wrote a great article about Jujutsu Kaisen and Fight Club. I thought that was an incredible article because I didn't even realize that like that's what he was going for. And when you see it, it's so there. How do you feel about Jujutsu Kaisen as a series and being one of these new gen shonen?
Man, I am in love with JJK mainly because again I'm a huge pop culture nerd. So seeing that's why I love My Hero too. So seeing any kind of references to that in a series, I'm here for it. But also too, like I just love how I know everyone says how like it breaks the shonen genre, but it's completely different.
It's revolutionizing. It's refreshing.
It's aware of where it is in the history of shonen series, and it's literally like I'm gonna do some completely different. You know.
Yep.
And I love it. You love the characters. Every character has their shine. Like no, there's not one character that gets like overlooked. And I feel like even though we know Yuji's the main character, I feel like everyone is the main character because everyone just is like it's like a collective group. Like there's not one character that has like the hero, and they say that we're not heroes, we're just Jujutsu sorcerers. Like, don't be, and I love that because I trust me, I love heroes, I do, but I also relate to real life people. That's why I love seinen anime a lot because it's not really any like good versus evil. It's just people with their own agendas that coincide with each other here and there. They might fight and tussle, but it's just real life stuff. So I really love JJK, and I love, again, the movie references are so cool, the American pop culture references, but I extremely love the Fight Club thing, so watching Fight Club while writing an article, I was getting very like in my head about it.
It's there, man. It's so there. If you are caught up with JJK right now and are reading the current arc, I forget what the tournament is called, or the
Culling Games.
Yeah, if you're reading about the Culling Games, please just check out Fight Club and check out her article about it because the connection is there. Super great. What would you say are let me rephrase this. How do you feel about the new gen shonen completely? Because we're in a new era. We had the big three era. We had the pre with Yu Yu Hakusho and Dragon Ball Z. How do you feel about this new era with My Hero, Demon Slayer, JJK, Chainsaw Man, Promise Neverland? How do you feel about this new era we're in? And what would you say are the best of this new era?
Oh, I love it because I think we're getting like new stories. Like, like there's some of the like classic of it, but there's still completely like just whole new like storytelling
flavors. Yeah.
My favorite out of whole new, like, The Promised Neverland started off good, but then had its own issues.
The manga is great. I don't know why the anime did what it made me feel like, dang, I just read all of that to not get a horrible anime.
When I saw that, like, they're on the bus, I was like, what is going on with TPD? But
they cut out my favorite character with the dude. Spoiler alert, if you never read Promised Neverland, but the guy that they meet that's there when they follow the directions after the forest, they cut him out. They just cut him out completely. I was like,
the one of the only kids to ever escape the farms, like, as an adult.
Two of the most important characters, and they cut out Goldie Pond, like the best arc of Promised Neverland.
And I feel the same what Demon Slayer is doing because I think the Red Light District is their best arc. I agree.
I'm with you.
After Red Light District arc, it just kind of
it goes down.
Goes
It
little,
literally takes a nosedive for a horrible ending. Like me and my co-host argue. I'm so happy you said this. We argue about this all the time. He gonna get on you on Twitter. I'm just letting you know he gonna get.
I've already gotten like crucified on Twitter by saying this while I was reading. People were like, "How dare you say?" Because I was like, no, this is what I said. I was like, so the Hashiras aren't that strong. They're like, what are you saying? I'm like, they aren't strong. It's just the title.
Like literally after Tengen, the OG, the guy, it goes missed arc. Okay, this is whatever. And then the Hashira training arc, like
yeah, like Tanjiro's the one. Like it's just
like and then we get straight into like, oh, Muzan's attacking. Oh, wait, he's really attacking. Like this is over. And it's like, what? How did we end this?
After that, I think after the Red Light District arc, I actually started to like Zenitsu. Like that was the only thing that actually kept me. I was like, oh, I like what Zenitsu's going through. As for like, I like Demon Slayer, I do. But I like when Tanjiro, Inosuke, and Zenitsu are all together.
And that doesn't happen post Red Light District. It doesn't.
Exactly. And I had that been the case, and I like not like a Naruto trio, but had that been the case, I felt like it would have added, because I think the writer does a really great job at incorporating the comedy element of those characters, and they all work so well together. That's why I loved the beginning, because it was just the three of them together, So
yep, and they just ran away from that.
Yeah, and focused more on like their individual story, which I could understand, because there was still a mystery to them, but you can still do that when they're together,
Yeah.
But and I feel like they focus more of like Tanjiro being like a savior type with his curse, with his mark type thing. So I was kind of like, but again, this was the mangaka's first series, so I think she did a good job. It's the first series. It's still doing well. So, but as for the anime, I think they're trying to milk it until trying to get as much as they can.
Are you talking about milk, my girl? They like you hit it on the head. I've been having this argument for a while. I'm just so happy to hear you say all of this, because like to me, I think I agree with you. Like Demon Slayer is good. I'm not gonna say it's great. I think everything up to the Red Light District, and the Red Light District is amazing, but I can't compare Demon Slayer to things like My Hero, JJK. To me, when you say what's the best new gen shonen, I lean to My Hero number 1, JJK probably number 2, and then I would say it's something either in Shonen Jump of maybe Black Clover, but they do a lot of like just either fan service or just unnecessary power scaling. I really love Undead Unluck. I think that's a great new manga. And same with Spy Family. I think between Undead Unluck, Spy Family, I think those are going to be the two that fills that empty third void.
Yeah. I just I'm still trying to get caught up on everything. I think, what am I reading? I'm reading The Elusive Samurai.
Oh, nice.
I'm reading I need to finish Chainsaw Man. I was reading it, but I put it down because I had to get caught up in other series. But I'm also reading The Red Hood, which I think is getting a lot better.
I don't want it to get the axe. People are saying it's gonna get the axe. I don't want it to get chopped. Not. I like Red Hood. I do.
The beginning, I'll give this up. The beginning, it was a little rough to get into, but after I kind of like, again, that's the thing with manga. Like, if you're not receptive to it in the beginning, take a break from it, put your own biases aside, and then try again. Because I feel like you lose out on a lot of good series that way, because not every series is perfect. Sometimes it takes a little bit, but once I did that with Red Hood, I was like, oh, okay, now it's picking up. That's what happened with me, Bungo Stray Dogs, and now I'm in love with the series. So,
I love that series.
So, yeah, as for Nijin, I love My Hero. I love how the author is a fan of DC and Marvel comics, and you see that iterated a lot throughout, especially with this latest character. I was
about to say, are you caught up?
Yes.
Okay, spoiler alert. If this whole interview, spoiler alert. So, if you're not caught up, that's just how it is. That's how it has to go. But man, her power, it's like a stand. Like I was trying to think of what superhero has that power to where you can command something, like you say something and then that's the power. I don't think I've ever seen that before. I thought that was very inventive.
I felt I got very much like Captain like Marvel Superman with her.
Yeah.
But then with Shiggy and One For All, I got Venom. Like I got very much Venom, how Wonderful was saying like, yeah,
talking
like,
in his head.
Oh yeah, and like them splitting apart,
like
him saying like all this time I using you for type like a parasite. So I got and a lot of Chloe Horikoshi's previous manga covers were like odes to the Venom covers with Spider-Man.
True, and so, since Deku's kind of Spider-Man, it makes sense.
Yeah,
Shiggy's got this Venom stuff going. That's a great comparison.
And I say it a lot at the start of his new arc. It was very much the tone, got very much like Gotham. Like
it did
at the start of it. And if you notice, Deku's color scheme is Robin. It's green, red, and yellow, and he even has a little cape from what's his name
oh my gosh, how am I blanking on his name right now? I'm looking at him like this. I hate when this happens. Oh my god, Gran Torino.
Gran Torino. And so and Chloe's also a huge Batman fan. So like seeing bro, I feel like he's more of a Batman fan because
then Spider-Man. Me too.
This arc was very much like Gotham Batman.
It was, so. And then when you take it that whatchamacallit, Destro is fake Joker. It's like fake Joker with no. I feel like Destro's Norman Osborn and Joker fused together.
Yeah, well, they say, you see a lot of Joker references, obviously Shiggy, but then Dobby, equally as Dobby, referencing the movie, him doing like the dance scene. But I love DC, so seeing that I got very excited. I was like, oh, this is Gotham out here. We in the street, So and so I love that Kohei. That's why I really love that if DC would do like a crossover collaboration with him, because Marvel is doing it right now with manga. So I would love to see. Well, I think DC's doing it too, but I would love to see. DC did it with Monkey Punch and Lupin. They did like a Lupin crossover, and I think Shazam did a crossover as well. If I'm not mistaken, I think Shazam did like a Shonen Jump crossover as well. Oh yeah, because Marvel did Deadpool with Deadpool. Yep, had All Might in it. So I would love to see. Marvel just released a whole bunch of their mangas with partnership with Shueisha. So I would love to see that with DC, because I feel like Kohei is such a huge DC fan that he would freak out. I agree. So what would you say this now we're getting into the fun stuff. Not that any of this other stuff wasn't fun, but this is the fun stuff. So give me your five favorite manga or anime. Give me your top 5. You don't have to have it in order. This is your personal top 5, not the objective list that you'll write for Screen Rant. I want your personal top 5. My top 5 always changes throughout. Okay. Because I have in no particular order either. Number 1, obviously, JoJo Bizarre Adventure. I freaking love. You're a Stan person. I love here. As you can see my. I didn't even see your shirt. Okay, I got it now. Favorite Joestar before we continue on. Jolene Cujo. Nice. I'm excited for the new. I caught up just to watch her arc. I've been screaming her name since part 4. I'm like, watch y'all get, because I feel like before Jolene, Joseph, I love Joseph's character a lot, but Jolene, because she's me, like I saw myself in her a lot, and plus she's just a wonderful mix of all of her family members. I feel like she's like the perfect Joestar, and that's why Rocky was like, yes, she is. So part 7, whole different ball game. But I'm so excited to see how he changes it up, because before I think I'm a Jotaro guy right now until I watch the anime. Like, I think I'm a Jotaro guy, and that's her dad. Jotaro, so I'm hyped. I like Jotaro too, but Jotaro, he don't train like you need to like train. He just chills. And the thing with Jolene is, it's not a spoiler, but like Jolene, she's a skilled fighter first. Okay, like she doesn't depend on her stand. That's hard. Lot. So that sounds like Joseph. You're right. That I see why. Okay, I'm hyped now. She grew up in the streets of Florida and gangs, so she knows combat. I'm hyped. She knows hand-to-hand combat. Let's go. So JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Bungo Stray Dogs. I love literature. Nice. And I love seeing that in a power scaling type thing. I feel like that's really awesome. That's why I was like, they need to get some like Black American literature up in there, with a Black character, because I think that would be really dope. But yeah, would be get that, because where the manga's going now, I'm just like, what's happening? Bungo Stray Dogs 2. Dang, I'm trying to look at my wall. So this is number 3, because we got JoJo, we got Bungo Stray Dogs. This is number 3. My Hero. Okay. I really do enjoy My Hero. I have a lot of. I love the characters. I feel like every character is different. I think that's hard to do as a writer. Because in the beginning I was a fan of anime, and now that I'm writing my own series, stuff like that, or just trying to learn structuring wise, I'm starting to like appreciate series more for like just
the writing,
their writing and their characters. So My Hero, fourth, Bleach. Oh my god, what's wrong with me? Bleach.
So I'm guessing that's your favorite one of the big three.
Yes.
I need to give Bleach another go. I just need to reread it because it's my bottom of the three, and people have been telling me you got to give Bleach another chance. I used to be Naruto 1 Piece 2, Bleach 3. I'm a One Piece crackhead. Each week I check for the spoilers. I got to, and I think I'm One Piece 1, Naruto 2 now, but I need to reread just to see if Naruto still holds that special place in my heart. I
must say this, and Naruto is not a favorite, but I don't trash it because I can appreciate a series and not like it. It just wasn't my cup of tea, but
I understand. Like the way he did his female character, he even admitted this in an interview. His female character, he's not the best at writing females, which I think is a cop out. The ending, another ending problem.
I enjoyed Shippuden because I got through Naruto because I was watching it, but I found myself a little more interested in Shippuden, which is what everyone
that's the one.
But I don't go out of my way to like talk about it because I'm just like I don't really.
It's not your one. So you got that one third. So is that third in the big three, or is One Piece third?
No, Naruto's third. I'm binging One Piece currently, and I'm enjoying myself. Like, because I binged I binged up until Alabasta, and I enjoyed myself, but I still was like, it's not for me. But I can appreciate the storytelling of it. I can appreciate how much Oda. You can tell he really researches not just
everything,
world, but like everything. So I think that's also hard to do. So also appreciative. So I do like that. And I like how he explains power scaling and even with the different like the air dials.
Oh yeah, the different dials.
I think that's really cool. I was really enjoying that lore of Skypiea currently. So I like that.
I want to ask you I'm gonna ask you this in the future. I'm gonna tweet at you. I believe that you may re-rank this when you get caught up on One Piece, but I think once you get past Water 7 in Enies Lobby, I'm gonna ask you how you feel about One Piece, because that's when the gasoline really pours on the fire and it goes to crazy land.
I'm gonna tell you right now, it's always gonna be Bleach.
It's always gonna be Bleach.
One Piece can be amazing. I'm still gonna say Bleach because I related a lot to Ichigo, and I feel like when a character, I feel like with male characters, I feel like when you can relate to them as a person and not look at their like their
powers,
gender or power, then you've done a great job writing a character, regardless of what people say about Bleach. But I really like how Ichigo was your average teenager. Like, he acted just like a teenager, and all he wanted to do is just
be a teenager,
make sure his family was good and his friends were good. Like, anything else can go to hell. And
he wasn't trying to be the strongest, leader. He wasn't. That's true.
And I saw myself a lot of him where it's like he takes on the whole world because of that passion, and that can get him caught. I got him caught up a lot of times. But of course, his OP-ness kind of took over. But you still saw him struggle with that, and how his friends told him, you can't, like, it's not just you. Like, you have people to lean on. So I personally related to that because, same. But he's just different from the other shonen characters, So I liked him a lot. And also the whole cast of Bleach. I love Yoriichi. I love Chad. Every character is cool and different in their own way. So and everyone's swaggy. Everyone has cool ass clothes.
They got the best drip. I
love streetwear, and I got in trouble once. People were like, "How are you a JoJo fan? But you say Bleach has better drip." I'm like, "Look, I'm telling you,
gotta go look at the alternate covers. Like, that's where."
But I'm saying it's my preference. Like,
true.
Both have great, but I personally love streetwear, and he does a great job at drawing streetwear on his characters.
I agree with that more so than JoJo. Like, the Bleach streetwear, like you said, in those alternate covers, like, all that shit is great. So we got JoJo, we got Bungo Stray Dogs, we got Bleach. You also said, am I missing? My Hero. Yep. So I need the final one.
One more. Oh, Saint Seiya.
Okay. This is a curveball. I've heard. I thought you were gonna say Sailor Moon in there, but this is a curveball. Like My Hero, cool. Bleach. I knew we would get a big 3. I like Bungo Stray Dogs because I relate that to like when I put Black Lagoon, Trigun, or Cowboy Bebop, like your other like that type. Yeah. And then of course, like you said, JoJo. That's your one. But I did not expect Saint Seiya.
I freaking love Saint. I'm sorry. I just showed the Phoenix Iki.
That's how you know you're a fan when you got the figures.
Man, like, cause like you, I like Outlaw Star. I normally put Outlaw Star in my top 10 because I really enjoyed that series. Cause I watched it after Cowboy Bebop, but I
love that genre. I wish we got more of those.
But I really enjoyed Outlaw Star a lot. Like I love, mainly because I found myself a lot in character. But anyway, but like Saint Seiya, I appreciate Saint Seiya for everything. Saint Seiya has wonderful writing. It's another early 90s series that broke the mold of the classic shonen tropes in its series. Like it was aware, like
in the research that went into that show. I'm starting to see the trend. I see it.
Yeah, see, right? So
you being a researcher, these mangaka that put in heavily research that use outside. I see it. I see where we're at.
So I remember I watched the remake first, and I was like, oh, okay. this is interesting. Cause I vaguely remember watching Saint Seiya, as a kid, like in passing again with my cousins. So when I watched the remake, I was like, oh, this is kind of familiar. So when they put the 80s version on, I was like, oh, this my jam. The remake. The remake is disrespectful. Like this is like amazing. And I love the characters. I love the fights. I love the trash talking. You should go also trash talkers. So it's like I just love sassy male characters. Like I love how I love it. Like this the even pacing of fail and success and in characters, whereas like they fail just enough, learn to listen, and they grow, but then they keep that consistency throughout. They don't falter back into old habits. Like they continue in that path towards growing, and you see a lot of that in Seiya. But also Phoenix too. Phoenix is very much a lone wolf, but he still loves his friends. So, and he OP as hell. So I love how the writer utilizes his character, because his character is very difficult, because what his ability is, he has fire, but like he like the Phoenix, he dies a lot. But the creator always knows like the best time to bring him back. Like, like it's never like plot armor. It's always like, oh, that makes sense. Yeah, this is the perfect time to bring this character in for this moment. So I appreciate that, because during that time in the 80s, he wasn't seeing that type of shit like that. I guess Fist of the North Star, a little bit, but like Saint Seiya was like original. Really was the first to break, because even in City, like one time they will do the same attack and then the villain be like, you did that attack last time, I'm not dumb, block. And I'm like, hard. Thank you. I'm like, thank you. That's why I love that, because I hate when series do that, like old cartoons do that shit. I'm like, oh my god, okay, I get it. But this is like, they were like, nah, like block. you ain't doing
that twice. That's hard. Okay. Like it. I'm gonna have to check that out. I'm definitely gonna check that out and let you know what I think, because like I've never really gotten to the Saint Seiya wave. I just know it from Jump Force and just being around the community. So I'm definitely gonna peep game.
Man, you're gonna love it, because every and with the characters in the group, they're all different, but none of them are weak. Like even Shun, who's like I guess the more feminine male character of the group, even he has his moment where I'm like, okay, you holding your own. I'm not even mad.
Hell yeah. All right. Hell yeah. Okay. So if you could go anywhere on vacation right now, no COVID, just anywhere you want, where would you go?
Japan or London.
Okay.
I mainly because they both have very popular entertainment industries
and streetwear.
Yes, of course. I would love to visit the place just to experience the underground culture. I'm very much like, where are people at? Let's get real, safely. But like, I really want to experience the culture there and just see how people live, see how people dress, and get inspired there, to take home so I can create. Because I think that's what's most important as a human. Meeting other humans, embracing cultures, and getting inspired, and for and put into your own craft. And that's why, again, my top 5 kind of resembles that, with mainly Iraqi literally puts himself in American culture, any culture, and with his ability to explain science. Like Part 6 has a lot of marine biology in it, and I hated marine biology, but I loved it. Well, no, I lied. I actually like marine biology. I love my biology class, but like the way he would explain like just like ecosystems, it was so interesting, you know. So even history, him explaining history, I'm a huge history buff too. So I love when series have that aspect, and it's entertaining. It's not like boring. It's like, you know, like, oh, we're getting quick. Well, it's all like JJK too, because JJK explains all their history stuff.
Yep.
In one chapter, but it's done where it's like, okay, I'm figuring out with you, because Yuji's like, okay,
he's learned as he learns. Yeah.
So you kind of like relate to that. So I like when that happens. It's cool.
100%. So we're going to London and Tokyo. Okay. Favorite food?
Oh my god. I'm a vegetarian now, so
okay, cool.
I love macaroni and cheese. I love homemade macaroni and cheese. My dad makes the best like 4-layered cheese macaroni and cheese. I will eat it all day, which is not good. But I love macaroni and cheese. I can't think of anything else right now.
Hey, that's okay. That's the wave. We're going with mac and cheese. Favorite movie and TV show that's not anime or animated?
Sucker Punch.
Oh, okay. You the Zack. I'm gonna have to rewatch that one. I'm gonna have to give that one another go.
My 13-year-old self saw Sucker Punch, and I was like, "This shit is in different areas." Like, because again, I'm a dancer, so seeing that in like a superpower, I loved it, because I was like, "Yo, like." Because dancing is, you can turn to different people when you dance. So, and when you dance, your mind literally goes somewhere else. So seeing that personified in Sucker Punch, literally where she went somewhere else, you know, as her power, I was like, this is dope. So I really much love Sucker Punch. Like, and all women characters who you do, you know, equally like, whatever, but Sucker Punch. You said it's TV series?
Yeah, TV series.
Live action? Yeah, you said live
action. Yeah, no anime, no animated, no superhero.
It used to be The Flash, man. It used to be The Flash. I used to love watching The Flash, man. Like seasons 1 through like 3. What season were you on now? Like 6, 7?
Yes, it's gotten out of hand.
1 through 3, 4 were like perfect.
Banging,
I loved it. I used to drop everything. I'm like, it's Thursday night.
Reverse Flash and Zoom were like, that was the era.
Those were the arcs that because I love a good villain. I feel like Barry has the best villain, because it's like, I'm equal to you, so what you gonna do about it? You know,
how you gonna fix this?
Yeah, so there's no I'm you, essentially.
Yeah,
so that's why I like I love the Flash, because not only is he wholesome, but like he kind of has like, you know, enemies on this level. But yeah, I Grant Gustin put a wonderful Flash. I loved how he was so charismatic and so like just bubbly, you know. And yeah, I fell in love with the show. I'm trying to think of other shows, but Flash is like the only one.
I'll accept that. We'll accept Flash. It's a superhero, but we'll accept it. So okay. Final question I got for you before we get you up out of here is, if you're the writer director to the Spicy Girl Ashanti movie, how do you want it to end?
With me, not ruling the world, but just me taking over the entertainment industry. That's my goal. I want to open my own production company one day. So I just see myself really being like a higher up exec, you know, and
doing your thing. Yeah.
Doing my thing and helping young Black creatives and young creators develop themselves, and let them know that like, hey, you know, I understand it's rough a little bit. I know family might be afraid for you, but you know in your heart this is what you want to do. So you need to like hone in on that craft, because you know it's tough as a creator, especially as a Black creative, you know. But yeah, just like the end of Shang-Chi, just, you know, chilling in my little, you know, not trying to spoil it, but like, you know, that end kind of scene is me. Like, that's me, you know, taking over what people left off, you know,
I'm doing my thing.
Tune.
Yeah. So, yeah. Hell yeah. Thank you so much, Ashanti, for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for discussing this with me. We're definitely going to bring you back, because this was an amazing conversation. Tell the people where they can follow you out on social media and where they can get your content at.
Yeah, guys, y'all can follow me on Twitter, Spicy Lady Ent. Follow me on my YouTube channel, Spicy Lady Talks. I keep saying this, but like I'm getting back into YouTube, man. Like, I miss y'all. Y'all are amazing. But in the meantime, follow me on Twitch. I am streaming every Friday and Saturday at Spicy Lady Gaming on Twitch. TV. You know, it's in my Twitter link. Follow me there, subscribe. We have a lot of fun. I rant a lot. I, you know, scream a lot. I'm Valorant, so come out, hang out. Follow me on Twitter, on Instagram, my Spicy Lady Entertainment. I normally post content on there as well as news and all of entertainment, anime, manga, comics, movies, what have you. As well, and I have a Patreon, but it's currently under maintenance because again, trying to figure everything out. Been busy a lot, but yeah, learn more content away. Follow my second YouTube channel, Spicy Productions. I have a dance visual out after Mitsuri Kenroji from Demon Slayer. So go check that out. I did my first ever dance production. So it mean a lot. Y'all go support.
Hell yeah. Y'all definitely go follow everything Ashanti's doing. Go check out all of her YouTubes. We'll put links in the descriptions in this video. Thank you so much for coming on the show. I really appreciate it. And yeah, this has been the second Anime Talk presents Creator Conversations. Be on the lookout for the next one. Until then, peace. Want to say thank you to Spicy Lady Ent for coming on the pod. I know her by her real name. I'm not going to say her government, even though we said it a bunch of times during that interview. But shout out to you. Shout out to you, A. You know, we appreciate you over here on Anime Talk. Great interview. But let's get into the review portion. Oh man, what we starting with? We starting with the movie or we starting with the shows?
Man, we could. What you want to do? You want to save the movie for the end, or you want to start with the movie?
Yeah, we could save the movie for the last. We'll do the movie last.
What you been watching? You been watching anything that's not like we're not reviewing?
One Piece. Crazy. I'm not like, look, shonen fans.
They said crazy.
No, it's amazing. Like, look, niggas who watching One Piece understand how nuts this is. That old T Yamato fight, like niggas don't know what that is. Shit was gas. But other than that, no. Everything else we talking about, that's the only things I've been watching. You know, I'm a manga nigga really these days.
And bro, I've been a manga nigga for like before this season. Like even when we was getting all that gas in the first season, like after Demon Slayer, and it's sad to say that Demon Slayer because I was reading manga before Demon Slayer, but I wasn't caught up with all the new shit. Like Jujutsu Kaisen was out. I wasn't reading Jujutsu Kaisen. I wasn't reading. But once we got to the end of the season 1 of Demon Slayer, I was like, bruh, I gotta catch up to Demon Slayer. And I fucking read the whole thing. And
that's what triggered it.
And then once I was week to week with that, then I was like, fucking One Piece, I was on everything. I was like a crackhead. I was like Chainsaw Man. Finished like 1 million fucking manga in the past few years or whatever, but at the same time, like you gotta get on motherfucking Mirko-chan. You know what I'm saying? You gotta get on motherfucking Digimon Ghost Game.
Now that
the gems, like right now, I have no time to read manga because there's so much gas.
But I am on season 1 of Digimon. I'm halfway through.
Oh, so you still read? Okay,
well, yeah, I'm watching it.
After you finish season 2. You can go to the crossroads and see if you want to finish season 3 or season 4. But if not, I would skip to Ghost Game.
I'm fucking with season 1. This shit is hard.
The thing with me is there's a lot of callbacks to season 1 and 2 and 3 with Ghost Game, and it's just like fun. It's really like a new gen. It really feels like a good new gen anime that's not really connected to Digimon, but it still captures that same heart of Digimon, and it does it, bro. If you just understood the amount of trash anime I've had to endure from the Digimon franchise of across the past like decade, ever since season 4, everything after that, like I didn't fuck with Data Squad, and like me as just an anime fan, I'm hyped for this because like, I'm not saying Digimon Tree was bad because that was the OG cast. You feel me? But everything that wasn't the OG cast was not hitting. But this shit, I'd recommend this to people who have never watched Digimon, who have never watched anime, just to be like, if you fuck with, you know what I'm saying, Pokemon type shit or whatever, just monster type anime, and you fuck with ghosts and like horror, because they have a horror aspect to it to where they keep you, it's suspenseful on some like Promised Neverland shit. It's like on a Digimon scale, but they're trying to make a horror Digimon anime. I feel like that's just a dope ass concept. It's like a horror mystery. And I'm here for it. Like I love the main cast. The cast is compelling. It's really like a horror mystery. That's basically, and it's kind of slice of lifey from week to week as far as a Digimon Pokemon kind of show can get, but super high quality this season. But so I'm trying to tell you, Comey can't communicate.
This guy, this is his jam.
That's another one. That's another one, bro. We didn't talk about it last episode because like, man,
because I'm not watching this shit.
I was like, I'm not gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch the first episode later. It's gonna be whatever. It's just gonna be, it might be some mid for the season. You feel me? When I watched that first episode, bro, you didn't even watch the first one? I'm telling you, son, if you watch that first episode of Comey Can't Communicate, I will be caught up on One Piece by the end of the week. I cap you not. That's my challenge. It's that cold, son. We about to talk about Blue Period, bro. We about to talk about Blue Period. I love Blue Period's like, I think it's a 9 out of 10 or 8 out of 10 animated season. It's this season's masterpiece.
I might have it.
As strong as I feel about Blue Period, bro, so far, I feel like Comey Can't Communicate is up there too, but it's just in a different way. It's like a comedy, but it really will make you laugh. You know what I'm saying? It's not one of them corny.
I'm watching this tomorrow.
I hate comedy anime that's not funny, bro. It's like corny as shit, but this shit
I'm
is animated to perfection.
You said finish One Piece by the end of the week? I'm live tweeting it
I wonder how many chapters I got to catch up.
We gonna see. You should have said that. Because I'm going live.
By the end of the week.
Comey Can't Communicate.
It's Monday, nigga. So by the end of the week, I'm telling you.
That's fair. That's fair. Well, I'm glad you like it. And a lot of people are saying this is up there for them for that slice of life romance comedy shit. So, all right. I'm not mad at that. But something that we got to talk about that we're going to review week to week from now on, now that it's like out. We're just going to talk about the first couple episodes. Chris is going to give his thoughts of the first 3 because he watched the first 3. Just non-spoilery. I only watched episode 1, but this is one of the best ones of the season. This Lupin shit, Lupin the third part 6 with Sherlock Holmes. Shit's gas. Shit is gas. It looks great, feels great. Like the intro, just watching the intro alone, I was like, ooh, I've been missing this in my life. Just anime like this.
Yeah, bro, this shit took me back to, and it's hard to do, bro. Like Dragon Ball Super is cold, but it doesn't give you the same feeling you get when you watch Dragon Ball Z. It's crazy how
each season of Lupin still feels like that old ass 40s and like, not 40s, that old ass 60s show that's like really bad animation, but it's great because it's fucking Lupin. It feels the same. It doesn't matter if the graphics update. It all feels the same.
Legit, bro. Like,
and you don't get that with Drag. You don't get that with other series. You really don't.
And sometimes when you do get the same feel, and we were just talking about that with Digimon, because Digimon, they capture the same aesthetic for a lot of the series. They brought new Digimon and shit like that, but it didn't feel the same as far as quality wise. But this is keeping the same aesthetic, keeping the same style, keeping the same feel. But the story is pressure.
Yeah.
The feel is you're so involved in it because it's like the content you're getting is so good. It's not like it's just nostalgia. You feel me? It's like
Lupin has become one of these titan figures. Like when you think of like the best people on earth to accomplish a job, we now have Sherlock Holmes in this universe, which is like grade A, which is huge. Lupin's an equal to him. They said stuff about MI6. I'm wondering, are they going to have a James Bond appearance? Who else is coming up in this world? Who knows? Are we going to see the great literary figures battle out against Arsène Lupin III, and he's going to just kick ass? I'm in. I'm ready to see him versus Sherlock Holmes. Lupin's going to beat his ass.
Oh yeah, and I'm super excited about it because we get Sherlock Holmes. We may get other big figures. You feel me? But it's only fitting for Lupin to be like up against these guys and like in the same caliber as these guys, because it's not like Murloc Snomes. It's really like you can't just use Sherlock Holmes' name if it's not no epic shit. You feel me?
That's
it's like the people who own the rights to that is very particular with who can use it, and like just the fact that it's up there to this stature, this status, it has to look this good, be this good. And from the first 3 episodes, bro, just seeing all the OG characters like Jigen and
Goemon
and Fujiko is just, even the little cop that be chasing them, bro. Like everything is funny. It's just it's such the reason why it worked and it has been working forever is because the dynamic of the cast is just so
it was great. Yeah,
it's so great. And then the different stories they throw at you with the dynamic of the cast, they all just work together so well. Super entertaining. The characters super lovable. And the animation super fluid.
That's the thing about the Lupin, Cowboy Bebop, Black Lagoon, Trigun family, because they're all in the same veins. They just do different things. But at the core, what make those stories great isn't the fact that they're gun-toting people. That's cool, but it's the fact, like you said, the characters that keep you coming back. Like that cast of Lupin, Fujiko, Goemon, Jigen, even Zenigata, and then you throw in a wrench like Sherlock Holmes, Inspector Lestrade, like that adds a very interesting wrench to the cast of characters that we already love. So like I'm sold. And I told you before we started, this season might be the best season of the year with Blue
this is my
Period and
favorite
Lupin.
season right now, low key. I'm not gonna lie. Everything I'm watching, I do hold like everything I'm watching. Well, not everything I'm watching, but I do
like Platinum
hold the
Inn
shit
might
that
be
I
the
love in
weak
high
one
regard.
right now.
It's not in the top. It's not my top 5 of the year. Maybe not even in my top 10 with the amount
It's
of shit we've
cool.
been getting this
I'm
year.
enjoying
but it's definitely hard. I fuck with it. I fuck with it less than I thought I would have. But at the same time, bro, it's hard as hell. We're gonna talk about that too. But like, that's hard as hell too. Low key, it's just not. My expectations was a little too high.
Yeah,
but with this one,
too.
my expectations was high, and
they delivered.
They passed my expectations. Like just the feel I get when I watch this, I feel like I'm watching a movie, bro. This shit's so good.
Yep, I agree. So, all right, let's talk about Platinum Inn because next time we do Lupin, we'll review it by the episode and we'll talk about each episode. But Platinum Inn, we got episode 3, Heart's Beloved. April arrives and Mirai is now a high school student. He heads to school on the day of his entrance ceremony where he sees an angel flying overhead and is shot by his childhood friend Saki, Hanagako's red arrow of love. Having fallen for Revel, the angels of trick, Mirai is willing to give his own life to protect Saki. He decides to sacrifice himself to take down another god candidate, but meanwhile, mass god candidate Metropolimon makes his move and the situation enters a new phase. Basically, the trick angel Revel, I don't trust Saki. Saki still got some under her skin doing some sneaky shit. She's gonna try to kill Mirai. I just see that coming, Chrissa, but luckily his angel came save him, so he didn't have to deal with Revel. But Metropolimon really doing some wild shit. This nigga really trying to be a god out here, boy.
Said Metropolitan, whenever he Metropolitan, whatever Metropolitan, whenever he start talking, like at first I didn't think he was this type of nigga, but when he be saying shit, I'd be like, what? I'm like, nigga, you said wow.
You saying this on TV right now, and niggas
nigga
fucking
just
with
wild.
this?
At first, niggas was giving certain shit away in the audience. And I remember they was in the crowd. They was sitting there like, oh shit. The audience is sitting there. They don't know what the fuck they talking about. What's going on? And then they were just like, fuck it. We out here with it. All right, let's go. And the crowd just sitting there not knowing what's going on. Just like eating their popcorn, watching. I'm sitting there like, nah, nigga, I would be gone. Cause this shit ain't no fucking movie, son. These niggas is really wilding out here. When they killed them fucking... Oh, bro,
the first one was not you talking about the baseball field. That's the next episode. This is the one with the cops and robbers where Metropolimon shoot all them cops with the red arrow to tell them niggas let him go stop the hostages.
That nigga be wilding, bro. He was doing interviews and shit. That nigga just be wilding, bro. Like I ain't gonna lie, he is my Platinum End is like a big what the fuck anime. He is the biggest what the fuck character because it's like, what is this dude
he's my favorite character in the show. He's keeping me here. I want to know what's up with old Metro.
That nigga is nuts, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
Because Mirai too pussy right now. Like I'm ready to when you watch the intro, you see him with that red armor, like he got his suit on, and I'm like, when we gonna get to that Mirai? That's not gonna be till like the end of the fucking season.
Do these motherfuckers be wishing for these suits?
I don't know how they get the suits. I feel like
that shit pissed me off so much, bro. Because at the same time, why they all had the same theme to their suit? And how did they all know the match? And how did they?
Metropolimon playing that, bro.
It has to be fucking like they asked the god for them suits.
No, see, I think that's
like other angel for them suits. Ain't no way the niggas get them suits.
I think that's Power Rangers in their universe, and they're like cosplayers. I feel like that's a cosplay, nigga. And they just so happen to have wings that niggas can't see, so they flying in a suit.
Them ball look hilarious in them fucking outfits, but it's cold. Like I fuck with it, but it's funny. Like it adds to it for me. You feel me?
And then the next episode, that's the next one is the one where. That's the one what you're talking about, where they go to the baseball field and Metropolimon has all these, tells all the fucking god candidates, come here if you want to challenge me, blah, blah, blah. And they all come and he just tricks them all, boy. And at the end, Mirai's like, should I go help this girl from dying? I don't know, Mirai. I don't know, bro. That bitch might have to go.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I would have set that one out. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'd just have to sit that one out because see what was gonna happen. Because that's none of my business. That's what's going on down there. That's none of my business. What I gotta do is peep it out. I'm here to peep shit out.
Yeah, I'm here for to get intel for when I have to fight Metropolimon. This is not my fight.
You ain't no fucking hero, my nigga. You're not Goku. If anything, you gotta let that shit happen because you're there to see how fucked up it's about to get or it can get. So you know what you're working with.
Yeah, exactly, bro.
You stop that. You try to jump in and say that good, then now they know what you're working with. And you you definitely know you already from what you've seen so far. No,
it's
you
super
can't fuck
shaky.
with that nigga.
Yeah, like
Bro, this nigga can't fuck with that man, bro.
No, he'll kill him in a heartbeat, bro. Or he might shoot that nigga with a red arrow to make him tell everything and then just kill him.
The man got that man fucking outnumbered.
It didn't Metro Polymon got all he took all the other wings from them other people that he just been turning into bow and arrow, turning it into like a stronger thing for his arrow, which blew my mind. Like each time he get a set of wings that just become discs that he could shoot shit with. Like that nigga can shoot 2 arrows at the same time. Now he gonna be able to do 4 because he got 2 of them things. That nigga on one, bro.
Bro, he would just be talking shit the whole episode too. Like I didn't think he was this big of a shit talker, bro. He up there with Cowboy and Vegeta to me, son. Like he just be like they try to do some shit. They were like, oh wait, this ain't him. He was like, you dumb bitch. You really think that's me in there? That's not fucking me. You think I'm a fucking idiot? I got y'all dumb motherfuckers down there. That's really y'all though, dumbass. Like, I'm sitting there hearing them talk. I'm like, so
he was like, y'all fucking stupid. Y'all really believe that these people had arrows? Paid actors, motherfuckers. He was like,
it was horrible.
How much did you pay him? He was like, a lot of money. And they were like, they said the Japanese thing like konnichiwa. That shit was like, we rich.
Yes, sir. It was our best performance ever, right? We some good actors. Like, bro, he nigga probably get some fucking Hollywood actors to be on that bitch and really sell that to them niggas. And that was the funniest shit ever, son. Like he's just, like Metro Polyman is like L.
Yeah,
if L was a troll. Like if L was a troll, that's Metro Polyman. Because he's like, I'm smarter than you, nigga. What the fuck? Y'all and then my hand.
He killed one of them suit niggas. The other suit nigga just flying, ripping that poor girl arm off. Then he died, and the girl starting to rip her arm off.
Yeah, he more like Light. If Light was a troll, he not like L. He doing some sick shit. This nigga doing some sick shit, bro.
That nigga
trying to be
wild.
God, bro.
He said
this anime, I ain't gonna lie, bro. This is not bad for the very fact that it's so
wild.
It's unavoidable. It's like I can't stop watching it now.
That's why we're gonna keep reviewing it because it's like it's interesting, it's entertaining, but it's not as good as like Blue Period or Lupin. But it's the wow factor is 10. It's up there.
Yeah, definitely. And I definitely appreciate a lot of aspects of it. Like the art is amazing. Like the animation is amazing. I love the character designs. Like I love the fucking Power Ranger ass suits as much as I was confused at how they all.
God, I'm still confused because we really don't know. That's like my theory that they're just cosplayers or they bought them suits. I don't know how they got them fucking suits.
There's like, hey, whip me up a suit like this, a suit like Metro Polyman, bro. Make that shit icy, bro. Y'all fucking angels, man. Y'all gave a nigga wings and arrows. Come on, whip a fucking suit like that. I want a suit like him. That shit made me fucking. I was crying, laughing when I saw them balls. Like, no, huh? Y'all really gonna pull up? I thought they was gonna pull up like how Mirai pulled up. I'm like, they just gonna pull up and be like, I got wings. Like that little girl flew out there and shit like that.
And Mirai's a dummy. He just be looking up at the sky like, that's an angel. Like he know he not supposed to do that.
Bro, you know what I did? And Mirai's definitely not my favorite character. I'm glad you said Metro Polyman was your boy.
That's my favorite. I fuck with Metro Polyman. Like,
not to get off of anime, but I used to watch Weeds, bro. And the thing is, Weeds was such a fun show because of all the characters in the show, like Andy
Doug
and all the
Wilson
niggas that was
the
funny.
Man.
Doug fucking hilarious. But Nancy made me mad the whole show because she's the main character and all she does is create conflict from being the worst. Like, yeah, and that's how I feel about this guy. I feel like he's just the fucking worst. He's hilarious, and he just out here I'm just josing off him the whole time watching. And he's so much of a train wreck that it's. Let me not say that because he hadn't done too much bad yet. But you know what? I knew he was a simp when she shot that nigga with her red arrow to make him fall in love. He was like, "Oh, this don't feel no different."
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, come on, son."
It did. He was like, "You're not controlling me. Let me go fight Metro Polyman for you right now." Like, nigga, what? You don't even have white arrows. Like, what are you going to do right now, my guy? Like, you turned down the white arrows, and good thing the side came in was like, yeah, this is not gonna fly. Mirai, you're not going anywhere. Because if not, he would have died.
He got his shit rocked, boy. Yeah. He would have been another fucking example.
Metro Polyman would have took no prisoner. It would just kill that
bro.
Nigga.
Once he killed that first nigga, I was like, oh yeah, we dealing with some sick ass. It's a sick nigga right here, bro. I'm like, hey, you about to kill that little girl too. I didn't think they was gonna stop the little girl. I'm like, oh, she dead. I was like, rest in peace, little girl. I'm like, this some dark shit. I'm like, this is fucked up, son. Like at that point, I'm sitting there looking. I'm like, nigga, am I really watching this right now? Because he trolling you the whole time, talking shit.
That's
like
the crazy thing.
Shit. And he just murking people, just like dead. Do something about it. Somebody who in the crowd don't like this. I'm about to kill another one.
He's the most compelling character in the show, man. Like
they should have named this shit Metropolitan Man, bro, because this boy is on one, bro. He seemed like he about to be the main antagonist of the series.
That's what it feel like.
They ain't about to beat his ass no time soon, bro.
All right, next up we got Blue Period. We got I think what we got the 2, 3, and 4.
Oh yeah, we didn't do 2. But yeah, 2,
okay,
3,
yeah.
and 4.
So because 2,
5, I watched 5 too. You watch 5?
No, I didn't even know they. I'm on Netflix.
Oh yeah, you're right. Well, yeah. Me too.
Nah,
I only watched the first 4. Must be.
I just watched the one they just released. But so the second one is where he goes and his sensei is graduate. Well, not his sensei. His senior is graduating, and she asked him to make an art piece for her, and he makes one for she makes one for him. And this is where he has to tell his mom, like, yeah, I want to go to prep school. I want to make this my career. And when he talks about how he like really zoomed in on his mom about like the hands and how she takes the smaller portions, and like how he really wants to convince her that he should go to art school. That shit was beautiful, man. Convincing your parents about a dream, that's a real thing. I didn't have to go through it that hard, but I know some people have it super, super hard. And that conversation is real for all creatives. I'm gonna keep saying that because this show reminds me of just like things that I know creatives go through.
And you're right, bro. At the same time, I felt the same way because my mom is very supportive of me in general. She wants me to succeed in certain things, but she would rather I succeed in certain things like going to school or doing like a regular 9-to-5 type job. That's some shit that's, just like some regular shit. But she, every time I start saying any kind of, going to DreamCon, she's like, what's a DreamCon? It's like you following your dreams. For my generation, we worked hard and we did this. So I understand her. Yeah. Like his mom looking at him like, shit, this nigga is taking his mind off it. Like he was trying to be an art.
He was a straight A student. Like imagine, like if your kid was a straight A student,
she's like doing good. He's
I want to go to art college
or whatever. Yeah,
he's gonna
get he's gonna get a good job, work in the office somewhere, and get a good substantial living.
But that was
paycheck to paycheck.
She's a good mom because she thought this was like a spur of the moment decision. But then she saw, he's working at it. Oh wait, he's really working at it because it became like a daily thing. And then she was like, he's actually good at it and he's working at it.
She's like,
he's serious about it. Yeah. So like, I feel like he thought once she realized how serious he was, that's when she became more accepting of it.
Yeah, and that's what all parents, they support your dreams and shit as long as you show them how passionate you are about it. If they think you're just entertaining, you know what I'm saying? It's just some entertainment shit. You're just like, you're just trying to, that's some good hobby shit. But they're like, no, he's really passionate about this. He want to use this do this for his life passion. You feel me? They'll be understanding. If they're always gonna push their agenda on you, but they're not gonna not support you. And I do like the fact that they showed that because that's something that every artist has to deal with. Just realizing that, because me growing up, like the first episode, you really see him really show his upbringing because he's sitting there like he talking to the dude with long hair. He's like, you a gold digger, you should just yada yada, that's the only way you can get money in this world. I think is out here doing art, can't make no fucking money off art, y'all gonna be some bums. Like I'm gonna have a good job, because his mindset is on like, okay, so gotta get good grades, get good job, work, and then he found a passion and he's like, this is not what I was feeling before. And you can see he was just feeling mundane, like I'm just kind of this that made him feel alive. And art makes him live. Like that's how he feels alive. Like he's not just existing anymore, he's living for that. So it's like that's some very, it's, if anyone who's passionate about their craft, they capture that feel so well.
And they did. And then I think the next episode captures, okay, now that I'm in this field, now let me see what my peers are like in said field. And that's where you start to meet your peers and feel yourself out, because that's when he goes to prep school. He sees, I don't know if he meets, but I feel like they knew each other already, but whatchamacallit, Yatora Jones Yuka, but also that dude was there from the other thing. I feel like his other homie was there. Yago Tora, Yagoichi. I forget the names of the show.
Let me. I'm about to put up.
I just know it's Yatora and Yuka went to the thing, and then they met like a whole bunch of new people in their oil painting class at prep school. So that shit was hard, and that's where he's like figuring himself out against his rivals. That's pretty much the third episode, and he's stuck because he doesn't know how to make an art piece with composition. He goes to the museum to try to get inspired, and this is where it's like, I look at this as like the writer's block episode. Like, okay, I've been doing this for so long, but how I get to the next step? So then he's got to start studying his craft. That's what this episode was.
And I really do like how he's studying his craft, because with I was about to make a whole point this is isekai again, but I want to beat a dead horse. But at the same time, he had said in the first episode, he was like, man, I've always been good at school. He's like, a lot of people struggle with that shit, but he's like, I just look at it like an RPG. He's like, I'm looking at it like leveling up. He's like, I finish a chapter, I get a new skill. He's like, I could pass the test. Once I pass the test, next level, he's like, I look at it like an RPG. So it's like, I'm really good at grades because I have no passion, but I play video games and I have fun playing video games, and I just look at school like a video game. And I like that because now art's his new video game, his RPG. He's like, I gotta level up. And he's seeing niggas that's on different levels than him. He's like, how do I get there? Why am I not level 100 yet? How do I get there? And he's like learning these new skills. And I feel like he's definitely looking at it in that aspect to where like, okay, I need these skills. I got to acquire these skills. I'm only going to get these skills by going to this school, by going to these classes and making these relationships. And, I'm talking to these NPCs, because from the beginning of the series, he's kind of like, I'm not saying a delinquent, but he's kind of like just a
he's not. He was a wannabe delinquent. Like, he made good grades. He was someone that they didn't expect to be an artist. And when he's around like Takahashi and Hashida and Kuwana, it's like, oh, these people are real artists. And it's like, but then they admire him because it's like, oh, you got here that fast, this drive. So it's all of them, just the peers looking at each other, engaging themselves, engaging their abilities. That's pretty much episode 3.
And that happens in the artist world too.
It does.
A lot of the times the best connections you make is with people you make art with. Like certain people I grew up with, you know what I'm saying? I literally, you feel me? I grew up with a lot of people, and then I grew apart from certain people because they weren't really into the same passions I was into, and I was meeting new people who were into the passions that I was currently into. And it was fun because while I was working on my craft, polishing my craft, leveling up, as you say, you feel me, and just gaining new skills, getting new experience, and just gaining EXP, leveling up, I was leveling up around a whole bunch of other people that were playing the same game with me, and seeing them level up made me want to level up even harder, and just bouncing off that. It's just that kind of, you need that kind of energy when you're in that kind of space, and just seeing his peers is so cool to me because there's a lot of peers, there's a lot of people he looked up to. He has like a little senpai and shit now. He has other people around him that are the same level as him, a little bit higher level than him.
Because he had his senpai. He had his senpai, but it was like he didn't treat those people like his senpai. It was like, because Yuka was like, you're talking about them like the senpai who just graduated, but you're also talking about them with anger. And he was like, yeah, because like they're my rivals. Like Takahashi brings it out of him. That's Yotasuke, the old dude with the flannel shirt. That old buster.
Nigga is the GOAT, bro. That nigga is the GOAT, son.
I like Braid Nigga. Braid Nigga's funny to me. Hashida.
Braid Nigga's funny too, but at the same time, bro, the other nigga just such a bitch. He remind me of Sasuke. If Sasuke was honest, if people were honest about what Sasuke really was, because that's all Sasuke really was. It was like, don't fucking talk to me. I don't fucking like you. Fuck you, man. And with this dude, it's like I really want to get to know him and see why he's such an asshole. Because
we gonna find out.
Douchebag for no fucking reason, and that shit is hilarious. Because there's real people in the world like that, especially when you're young in that space.
Yep, no, that's a fact. And then the next episode's where we're headed. Tai's night students join the intimidating afternoon classes to gear up for the next competition as the stress of the art exam weighs on Yotora's friends. And this is the one where he basically is figuring out composition, and then like, it's, am I doing this for the exam or am I making true art? And it's him trying to figure out, okay, is this textbook art? Is it true art? What's true art? And it's like him, he was like, there's no clear-cut path to where you got to go as an artist. As a student, it was like you go from point A to point B, but as an artist, it's like you're just grabbing up at a star and you hope you grab at the right one. And I always relate this to like for creators, it's like you're driving down a dirt road. There's no lights, and like you're trying to figure your way down the road, but as you acquire more skills, the pathway lightens up more and more each time. And that was real. And then like all these episodes are getting 5s from me. But I really like this last episode where he got so mad that he put it into his artwork. And that was my favorite piece I've seen from him in this whole show. That shit was crazy.
Well, he was like, I'm gonna kill them all with my art.
Yeah, that shit was hard.
The GOAT, bro. He's getting in his bag. He's like, that's like me, where I'm like, man, I'm about to shit on these niggas, about to be number one, drop a mixtape, nigga, I'm gonna kill these niggas with this one. It's like, bro, that's how you want everybody to pay attention to your art. You want your art, because whenever you express yourself that way and people don't really understand your expression, because he showed you that in episode 1 whenever he showed his friends and his friends got what he was trying to say in the painting that they usually would just nerf off him saying some shit.
And it was
like,
nice seeing his friends go to college with him. It was nice seeing them support him in his dream and want to get to know his college. And then I feel like they was gonna beat that nigga ass. They was ready to fight. They was ready to fight that dude. They was like, "What he told you? Why you?" That nigga
cried, son. He cried about that shit, son. That boy said some shit. I didn't even understand it to be.
He was basically like, you a fake artist. That's basically what he was telling me. He was like, you do exam art. You don't make real art, nigga.
Yeah, he really shitted on that nigga. He said, I don't like you, bro. And he said, they're like, what? And he's just such a little fucking douchebag, bro. Yeah. Like, I ain't gonna lie. But I understand him as a character because he's passionate about his shit. He probably like, you fucking poser. You know what I'm saying? You ain't. I'm real earnest.
But he just salty his shit not getting the recognition. That's what it is.
That's a big fact, bro. Because his shit, he's probably the same level and he probably seeing him boot up super hard. He's like,
he's naturally talented, and he's like, why do I have to learn this structure?
He's like, you just want to do art because you're good at art, bro. You don't give a fuck about art. You don't know anything about art. You just getting into this shit. I've been doing this shit. You can't just come in this shit and be as good as me and yada yada yada.
That's exactly what it is.
I fuck with that because you know what I'm saying. He's a annoying ass character, but at least he got heart, and I feel like you're gonna see him have a lot of growth.
A change of pace. Yeah, he's definitely gonna change up.
Because Yaguchi's not the nicest character. Like in episode 1, he was low-key bullying the cross-dressing character.
Club,
you feel me? He was like low-key being an asshole to just random ass niggas for no reason. And not saying that he was just an asshole in general, but he said some shit that I was like, come on, man. I want to root for you so bad, but you're low-key not the best. But I'm seeing him grow already. Within 4 episodes, he's growing. He's getting more sociable. He's learning how to work with his peers and shit like that, and interact with people and interact with humans. So it's like you're seeing him grow. I hope to see Takahashi grow, and the other characters are already dope. I'm looking forward to seeing more of them, especially like Maki Kuwana or whatever her name is.
Yeah, she's awesome. The girl with
she's super dope.
With the brown and black hair, and she's messing with the charcoal stuff. Yeah, I like
her art's really dope as fuck too. Like her art's hard, and
I hope she don't get the jinx. Like she was talking about the number 1 jinx. I was like, nah, you gonna make it to Tokyo Institute. Don't put that on you.
Beat it. I feel like
she gonna be the jinx for sure. But I'm giving all these episodes 5, Chris. I love this show. Like I'm in. Like I'm watching.
Yeah, 5 across the board. 5 across the fucking board. This is a gas ass show. Like
this show's just great. Like
you said, bro. As
super relatable.
Artist, it speaks to you.
Yeah. It really does. It really, really does. All right, let's talk about the My Hero movie, which is also gas. I have nothing but praise to say. Last time, y'all saw I was very critical. Me and Chrissa went together last time. I was hurt. My man was sitting over there happy, and I was just like, nah, this shit is ass. But this one, we're here.
The GOAT. The fucking GOAT.
This shit is hard. Them suits, they didn't really matter, but they was drippy. I fucked with them. Drippy. This movie's basically... there's this evil religious zealot in this cult. His name is, hold on, I'll tell you his name. Give me a second. It's like Flex something.
Look like Osmosis Jones.
Hey, the character designs for some of these characters, I was really fucking with it. We're gonna talk about that. But it's Fleck Turn. He's a religious zealot that's like preaching for pure humans only to survive because of the quirk singularity, which is, if you read My Hero, you know the quirk singularity, but if you're not, you just watch the movie. Quirk singularity is basically these quirks are getting so much more and more advanced as people get older and people crossbreed. They're going to become so out of control. Like Todoroki's quirk is going to be like, instead of controlling fire ice, niggas just start combusting in the fire and ice. Like shit'll get out of control. Like some people might be telekinetic while regenerative and like being like nuclear bombs themselves. Like think about Shigaraki, but times 10. And Fleck Turn was like, no, we want to keep humanity alive and destroy all quirks and just keep humans. But it was weird because he also had quirk people in there. He was basically wanted him to control the normal humans and kill off the major heroes. That was his plan. He wanted some niggas with quirks and for him to be in control of it, but kill off the major heroes. He had some cool partners with it, but the guys are going on missions trying to figure out where the religious zealots are located, because he sets off this quirk bomb that makes everybody's quirk go crazy and to the point till they die. And Deku and them are at this, I forget what the city's called, something with the O, and they're all looking for it. They don't find Fleck Turn, but then they're like, okay, let me stop this diamond heist because we're in the city and we're just doing things. And that's where we meet old Rhodey, I think his name is, or it's like Roddy or something like that. What's that name?
I think it's Rhodey.
Yeah, it's like Rhodey Soul. Yeah, and we meet that guy, and basically he was a diamond thief, and then him and Deku are Deku's chasing after him, and then this guy that worked for Fleck Turn's Human Air is trying to escape and give messages to the heroes. Dude gets in a wreck. He has a briefcase. The briefcase Rhodey is carrying, they cross paths, and then basically Deku and Rhodey get the wrong briefcase. The cops and them are trying to kill him. The villains are trying to kill him, and then Deku goes on the run for them trying to figure out where Fleck Turn is. And that's pretty much the movie, them going on the run, figuring out where Fleck Turn is. They figure out where he is, and then they have the ultimate fight at the end where Deku, Bakugo, Todoroki, and Rhodey defeat Fleck Turn and save the day. That's pretty much the movie as fast as I could say it. But it's really good, though. I will say that. I enjoyed this movie a lot.
Yeah, I definitely enjoyed the movie as well. It's definitely my favorite My Hero movie so far.
Yep, easy.
I'm gonna go back and rewatch the first two just to make sure. You feel me? But I'm not gonna lie, this one gave me a great feeling leaving the theater.
It's a solid superhero movie. Like the villain is legit. You understand what the villain's going after. There's a great plot behind it. And I'll say this: the side characters entertaining. Whereas in movie 2, I didn't like them little kids. I'm gonna be honest. I did not fuck with them little kids. In movie 1, Militia Shields is cool because her dad was All Might's partner. She creates the rap for Deku, but Rhodey's a lovable character, and I believe him and Deku really became friends. Whereas with Militia Shields and the other one, it felt kind of contrived just for the movie.
Yeah, just speaking on Rhodey real quick, I fuck with Rhodey super hard because he's a self-proclaimed delinquent. Like he said, he was a delinquent in the show. He's not your typical delinquent as far as when you look at him. He doesn't look like your typical anime delinquent character, but I love his personality, love his character. He kind of reminds me of Yu Yu Hakusho a lot as far as him being a delinquent, and not Yu Yu Hakusho, but Yusuke Urameshi, because he's a delinquent, and because he has that bird that has the power that shows his real emotions, because that's kind of like how Pooh was. It's kind of a reference to Pooh in a way.
I thought that was like Horikoshi being a nod at like Togashi, like, hey, this is my version of Pooh. Because that was basically
it was super cute too.
That was just his quirk. It was just like all this is this bird represents how he's feeling, and that I'm so happy you said that because I didn't want to forget that. It definitely reminded me of Pooh and Yusuke.
And I really like the way they introduced it too, as far as the fact that, you don't know he has a quirk the whole time. He's not using a quirk. So you're just thinking the whole movie is about a quirk, like quirkless individuals.
And like, so, what is his quirk? Is it going to be useful? But then when you find out it's Pino, it's like, oh.
And I wasn't even expecting that. Seeing Pino the whole movie, like you see Pino the whole movie and you kind of get it that, that's his pet, but you don't understand that that's his fucking quirk. You don't expect it to be his quirk. Even when he says it, he's like, Deku's like, what's your quirk? And he's like, you're not gonna laugh at my quirk, and they don't show it. I'm sitting there like, what's his quirk gonna be? Well, how are they gonna make it useful? And at a point, I was sitting there like, it's not about to be the bird, right? It's something involving the bird, is it? But I wasn't 100% sold because, like, I thought he was gonna have a whole nother quirk, like an actual. I'm not saying that's not an actual quirk, but I thought he was gonna have
something to counter. Yeah, I thought his quirk was gonna be something made to like counter Fleck Turn's quirk. But Fleck Turn's quirk makes a lot of sense, and we'll get into that final fight. But before we get into that, just on the way, I liked the side fights, like Barrows and Sidero. Barrows, the arrow girl. Sidero's the dude with like the horns who made the big giant ball. And then they had Ragone, who was like the Oni guy with a Kaido Kanabo club. Like seeing all those side villains, I thought that was better than the other movie's side villains. Like these felt compelling. And I got to say this, for those caught up with the manga, Barrows was 100% Lady Najin inspired. Lady Nagan inspired. I just felt that the whole time, but she was badass with her longbow quirk, just picking them off. And seeing Deku use Black Whip in this movie was pretty badass.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Seeing Deku Spider-Man his way around the city was hard. Seeing Deku low-key show his ass and be like a goated hero was hard. He really did a lot of good shit. I do have some complaints because he was getting his fucking shit rocked at the end. He kept just running into an ass whooping, but I ain't gonna lie, it's plot convenience because not plot convenience, but it was convenient for the plot that he. You know what I'm saying?
Plus,
he needed to keep doing that to learn the dude had a limit. You feel me? So it's like he wasn't doing it for nothing. But I was like, bro, you keep getting your ass whooped. He deflects you. Stop trying to attack the nigga. He's just gonna knock you away. Like think of a smarter way to attack him.
It makes sense how they explain he beats him when you find out the other quirks of the 6 quirks that he has besides Black Whip. Like right now, you just think he kept going in at him, and I'm glad they did it that way. But it makes sense when like you see like him tapping into his all for one, why he was able to break his limit when you find out what the other quirks are. That's all I'm gonna say. It makes sense.
Yeah, because I haven't seen him like
does.
break his little limit like that in a while. Like do that little, you know what I'm saying? You see the little red fucking shit come out his face, and he was really booting up. I like seeing that, but
for
I definitely
manga
like
fans,
seeing him get his fucking ass whooped.
Oh no, he got his ass beat. For manga fans, I'm gonna say one word: Fajin. Y'all know what that means, and that's what I believe. That's what Deku was doing.
And they definitely that's what they definitely kept Deku's image up of just being. I don't want to say a cornball. I don't want to say corny, but just like your typical hero, like ain't nothing. I'm in the fucking vein of All Might. I'm best hero, fucking innocent, not doing nothing bad.
Can I be honest?
I'm gonna throw some quarters in this motherfucking shit.
I was never scared for Deku losing in any fight in this, but boy, was I scared for Bakugo in that last fight. I was not scared for Todoroki, but Bakugo was getting his ass beat, bro.
I was more scared for Todoroki than Bakugo because I knew Bakugo was gonna whoop that boy ass.
Bro, Bakugo
Todoroki
had that red eye.
Unconscious underwater. Like
I don't know, Chris. I thought Bakugo was getting his ass whooped with that red eye. I was like, I ain't never seen Bakugo get his ass beat this bad before.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, they was working the fuck out of Bakugo, but you know Bakugo was gonna come out at the end. He's not about to let Deku like that would have been a horrible ending if Bakugo had to get saved or Todoroki had to get saved.
See, but Todoroki, I was never worried about because I was like, he's underwater, just flash freeze all this shit, nigga. Just flash freeze this Bane ass nigga. Because that nigga was Bane. Like they said he was on the drug Trigger, which is from My Villain Academia, which is just a drug that not My Villain Academia, my Hero Vigilantes. Yeah, which is just a drug that's basically, you know how Bane takes venom and it like boosts him up. Trigger just boosts your quirk, and that nigga was literally Bane that Todoroki was fighting.
And that's a hard ass villain. I fuck with him too. I fuck with the villain that Todoroki was fighting more than I fuck with the little twin villain that Bakugo was fighting. But I do fuck with both of them. They were both cold.
Yep, I agree with that. And then it was just great ending fights. I was excited that we didn't have to deal with Kirishima, Froppy, Yaomomo, Achako, Ida. No, we was with the three main guys.
Everybody get some shine, but you don't need all that for the movie.
Didn't need none of that. Didn't need none of that. That shit was badass when Deku was like, no, we're the only three that can go save this. I was like, fuck yeah. Ender's not coming to save the day. I'm with this.
And then I like the fact that, you know, Bakugo was calling Todoroki because it would not have made sense for him to call Bakugo. Just him being that cool with Todoroki and Todoroki knowing like the whole time the shit came up on the fucking screen. It was like Deku's wanted for murder and Todoroki's sitting there like, I'm on the phone with this nigga. I know he was like shocked, but he was like, I know this nigga didn't do this shit. Yeah. But everybody else was like,
what?
Deku?
Yeah.
No, what does this mean? It's like,
I don't believe
Deku
it.
Didn't kill nobody, y'all fucking clowns. There's somebody setting them up. Like Todoroki was on the phone with him, like, we gonna get to the bottom of this shit, dog. Don't worry, we on it. You feel me? And then they kind of was absent for a little while.
It makes sense that they put this movie right after the season because of the end of her arc and everything of where Deku was. It falls in a good, I'm gonna say this, it falls in a better spot than the last movie does.
Yeah, for sure. I'm not gonna lie. The last movie was spoiling shit. This shit, I don't really think I've seen too many spoilers, or they didn't make it obvious if they did.
Nope, none. I can't tell you nothing was spoiled. It's like headcanon theory shit of how I think what I think they were doing. But other than that, I thought it was a solid movie. What did I want to say? Oh yeah, we wanted to talk about. But I will say, as great as the movie was, you can tell where Bones spent the money instead of season 5.
Yeah, they bullshitted their way through season 5 just so he could have a season out. But
they had Deku running on a train looking like some of the best shit I ever saw.
That shit was so funny.
When was shooting the arrows through the train and this nigga was Spider-Man, and I was like, this is where the budget went.
Mm-hmm. There was a lot of moments where I was like, they throwing budget at this shit. But like I like the comedy part of it. Whenever Rhodey was in the back of the train, they was getting away. They was like, yeah, we good now, yada yada. And then you just see Deku like slowly coming to the screen. Yeah. Like, bro, that shit's so funny, son. That's like some American humor.
I felt like that was Demon Slayer comedy. I felt like they kind of took it with the eyes when he jumped on. It felt a little Demon Slayer inspired. I can't. They might
have got the, you know what I'm saying? They might have just felt that because Horikoshi definitely has his own way of doing comedy, but you could tell this was like the movie comedy.
Yeah, but 100%.
I liked it a lot. But you know what? A side note, just random shit from the movie that I really enjoyed: the police, bro. No cap. That was some Grand Theft Auto ass police, dog. I ain't gonna lie, son. As soon as he like pulled the gun out, like he drew down on him, he's like, "Hey, I literally got to go to shoot y'all niggas. I just want to let y'all know that before I start shooting on y'all niggas so y'all can know what time it is." And Deku's like, "What?" And he's like, "Oh, what? That's all you?" Like, start shooting this. Deku's dipped with Rhodey. He's like, "Bro, they really started shooting at us. Like, I'm a hero."
Yeah.
Like, I'm not even convicted of anything yet. I'm just a suspect. I'm not guilty of anything.
But the funny thing is, Deku wasn't even a suspect. He was solving a crime.
Literally. The other thing with the suspect, Deku just there. So they're like, top. And the killer part to me is, this is how I knew they were Grand Theft Auto cops. After this, I was like crying, laughing. I'm like, I can't wait to see the cops for the rest of the movie. But they dip, and then they go into that thing where, because they dip and go to that little island shit by the water. And then what's her face starts shooting at him. I forget her name.
Saros. I think that's her name
Barrows
in the book. Yeah, Barrows.
She starts shooting at him, but they on their way to go to that little island where they're ducking off and they thought they were safe before she started shooting at them. The cops chased them to the point where they jump off the bridge and go by the water, and the cops run into the bridge, and it's a pileup of cars.
I love that moment. That was hilarious.
Then they got the car and start shooting and shit. It's like, what the fuck are y'all doing? So this is some Grand Theft Auto 5-star shit. I was like, they got 6 stars on this nigga Deku, son. They get him out of here.
Had 12 bodies, bro. Of course they had 6 stars on that nigga.
They're like, we gotta get him out of here, bro. This nigga killed 6 niggas. But no, so on Grand Theft Auto, you gotta blow up a tank. You gotta fucking blow up a bunch of cars and shit. This nigga Deku, they just like, hey, we heard you kill some niggas, so
12
we
bodies.
Not really gonna arrest you. We just gonna lay you out right here, like
we got license
American
to
police
kill.
style.
Bow, get you up out of here. I'm giving the movie on movie standards. What would we give Demon Slayer? 9 out of 10?
I don't even remember. I'll probably give that bitch a 10 out of 10, 9 out of 10. I don't know.
I'm gonna give this movie. I think I gave Demon Slayer like 9.5, and this is on the anime movie scale. I'm giving this a solid 8.99. I think it's a good. I think it's the best My Hero movie. That's what I'm standing.
This is a solid 9 for me. This is like 9. I wouldn't say 9.5, but it's up there.
But it's good. It's very good. I agree.
Well, there's very little that I disliked about it. I'll say that. Like I didn't.
And I agree with that.
Negative.
I couldn't say anything that I was trying to look for the whole time watching, because I didn't like the second movie. And this whole time I'm like, when you said I think you're gonna like it, I'm watching. I'm like, and some of the Discord was like, I don't know. Pete was like mid, and I was like, I don't know if I'm listening to Pete. Pete liked the first one because of Melissa Shields, and then I was like,
I like the first one too. The first one was really good. I like the first one. I'm gonna see what
Chris are talking about. And then when I got into it, and you said this was my speed, I was like, oh, this is just a good superhero movie. It was solid.
That's the thing. It's
no
just a
complaints.
a good movie.
Yep, villain is good, side characters good. I'm in it. I like this movie, but
the dub was hard, bro. You want
to see the
dubs? I had to go see the dubs. I had to go see.
I went to see the sub. Nigga. You was clown.
My boy Zeno Robinson was in there. I had to see how I know Hawks was in that bitch. He didn't have a lot of lines, but you feel me? I like to support because like I like the dub. And to be honest with you, Deku is the weakest point of My Hero. Usually when we talk about My Hero, he did a good job in the dub. I did like the Deku. Like when shit got intense, there's certain things that you're never gonna 100% like about Deku. That the fact that he kind of sounds whiny when he says some things, sounds like he's like on the verge of crying a lot of the times. But whenever it was time to be badass, there was a couple of times where I was like wasn't sold on it. But for the majority of the time, I was like, okay. He's leveling up as a voice actor. I don't know if he's an OG voice actor, but he
shout out to the sub niggas in there with me. That was hard. Everybody was
bro. You went to the 14 or the 16?
16.
Bro, I went to the 14, bro. I had the recline seats. Nigga, I was in that bitch.
The 14 is great. The 14 is the best.
Bro, I never had, because every anime movie I ever went to see, from Demon Slayer to Dragon Ball, I went in the 16.
Booty
it was
seats.
Like regular ass fucking theater. I don't want to say like, say some ratchet shit. You feel me? Some ratchet shit. But then I went over here and it looked like it was way more ratchet than like I was going to the other one just thinking that's all movie theaters. But now
they redid it in the inside. They
had this little button. The funny thing about it is, bro, before we started the movie, I had posted on Twitter, but it's like the screen went.
I saw that. Yeah, so you went viral like, for that.
Bro, the thing had like kind of like they played the little, the movie trailers. They're like, oh, get some popcorn. And then they played the shit that was like, all right, turn your cell phone off here. You're going to be an asshole. Don't record shit in here, yada, yada. And the lights dimmed a little bit. And it was like, boom. It just popped up. It was like white screen. You want to refresh your computer? And everybody's like sitting in there. And after like a couple seconds, everybody started looking at each other. And then, bro, somebody trying to... I guess there was a person because a person walked out to go get somebody who worked there, and the seats to recline them, it makes like a little noise if you're like at the corner, and it sounded like some farting. So it was like complete silence. All of a sudden you hear, and somebody walked outside, bro. We was rolling in there. It was just a good experience to be around a bunch of My Hero fans. It was Halloween. I'm surprised I didn't see nobody in cosplay or anything because fucking the other movies it wasn't Halloween. And I remember when we went to the Grand.
people
16, bro. Nigga, they had a lot of Todorokis in the crowd,
That's
lot of fucking Dekus in the crowd.
But see, I don't think we were there opening night. When did you went sad? I don't think that was the first night.
Yeah, we went the second and third nights.
Yeah, and see, I went Monday. I went like,
but it's Halloween. Like, Friday
fair.
wasn't Halloween, bro. Like,
That's true.
I guess Sunday they probably went in the get ups. I guess before trick or treating if they went early, the kids.
Yeah,
but it was fun. I love the movie experience of the theater and watching, anime
movies, with the fans.
It gives you a good feel, bro. It's like different than watching it to the crib,
No, that's a fact. But that's pretty much all we got this week. Chris, tell the people they can follow you on social media.
Follow your boy at Twitter. Follow your boy on Twitter at Chrissa SJE, at Chrissa SJE on Instagram. Follow your boy Straight Jacket Elite is where you can find all my music videos, and then SJE Connect, and that's the YouTube channel where you can find all the AMVs and all that shit. But I start dropping a lot of content. Like I got November, every Friday I'm dropping a new song. So be prepared for that. I'm dropping the first one is next week, Slam Dunk. Okay. Then we're getting into some iShield 21 shit. So it's sports Vimba for me right now. You know what I'm saying? But sports anime.
Sports Vimba, I'm with it. I'm rocking with it. I'm hyped.
I got more surprises on the way. So y'all follow me on social media and add me on my anime list. I think it's just Chrissa SGE because that's where you can find all the new shit that I'm reading. I kind of been on a break from reading a lot of shit with all the heat we getting, you know what I'm saying, anime wise. There's a few new things that I'm reading. I be trying to put people on. If y'all look through my watching or like watch it, y'all go find some gems.
Y'all make sure y'all go follow Chris and support the music. Check out everything he's been doing. Got some good shit on the way. You can follow me at LynBWT. Follow Bros Who Think at Bros Who Think. Be sure to check out all the stuff on the network. The latest Bros Who Binge. We reviewed the new Edgar Wright movie last night in Soho. The next one, we're going to be talking about Eternals, the new Marvel movie. So be on the lookout for that. The new Bros Who Think podcast will be out on Thursday. So check that out and subscribe to the YouTube for all the great anime content, whether that's anime talk, the anime conversations, or the One Piece manga reviews, which is heating up. Speaking of, right after I hang up this thing, I'm going on Twitter looking for them One Piece spoilers. Because are they out? It's like crack.
It's too early in the week, man. I can't believe y'all be looking for it this early in the week, bro. It's not out yet. That shit don't drop till Friday.
No, Sunday, nigga, you tripping, nigga. The spoilers be out Tuesday,
officials, bro.
Tuesday, Wednesday night. Let me see.
Man, I'm sick right now, bro, because it's Monday, and every Monday, son, every week, I look forward to the new Dandadan chapter, bro. This man, Yukinobu Tatsu, did not drop a new Dandadan chapter. He dropped a random one shot. Niggas didn't even hype this one shot up. Niggas didn't even be like, hey, Dandadan's not coming out this week because we about to get a one shot. And nobody translated the one shot. It's not even on the Shonen Jump app. That shit made me so mad, son. I'm sitting there like, bro, I fuck with Yukinobu Tatsu, bro. But why would you cut off my Dandadan supply for a week? You know what I'm saying? You don't know what that does to a man. Like, imagine if you get One Piece taken away from you and they don't do the usual, Oda's going on break next week.
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna be hurt.
Tomorrow, you're expecting, like, if you're looking at the leaks right now, imagine you don't get the leaks, and then it's like 2 days past, you're supposed to get the leaks, and you're like,
I think the leaks are out. I think they're out, boys!
Oh, my God. This man wilding about some One Piece. I'm catching up, bro. You gotta go watch Komike Communicate. You watch.
Oh no, I'm watching that today. I'm gonna live stream it when I get off of work. I'm gonna live tweet it. I'm gonna be like, this is what Chris.
So the animation's so cold too, bro.
We gonna see.
It's beautiful for slice of life shit. The reason why slice of life is so bad because it's boring. This shit is far from boring. This shit, they threw budget at it. Great story, compelling characters. If it's not your bag, I understand that it's not your bag. But you gotta give it props.
I'm gonna give it a chance.
It's up there with Blue Period for me. It's different. I don't want you to think it's like that deep as far as like Blue Period.
How good
fuck
Blue
around,
Period
make you cry and shit. But it's that deep, just in a different way. It's like more of a comedy.
All right. Well, we're gonna peep game. And but that's pretty much all we got for this week. Thank you again to Spicy Lady Ent for coming on the show. Y'all make sure y'all go follow her on social media. But for Chrissa, my name is Lynden Burton. You guys have a good one. We'll talk to you soon. Until then, peace.